We Real Reels.
What's up, guys, and welcome to We Real Reels, the monthly podcast where we review old movies to find out if they are as good as we remember, or if they try to imitate an actually good movie. I'm your host, Panda Brandon, and with me is my half-brother, the Grizzly Zay.
Wilfred Brindley.
The beautiful Koala Sam.
Hello.
And a new bear, the Atlas E.
What up, what up, what up?
This podcast does contain spoilers, and we'll be discussing the movie at length. This is a mature content podcast, so be prepared for harsh language and awkward situations. All sound clips, music, and trailers are only used for review purposes and belong to their respective owners. This podcast is also sponsored by the Collector's Comic Book Store, located in Lebanon, Tennessee. This podcast can also be supported by you. Follow the link in the description and help any way you can. All right, guys, how you guys feeling?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you guys?
I'm not doing too good. So, I'll talk about that and what you doing, what you gonna do. I got a pretty decent size. What you doing, what you gonna do.
Okay. Well, we do have a little update. Polar has gone into hibernation. So we want to wish him a good and bountiful rest.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Does that sound right? Was that bountiful?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a good full rest, and please come back soon.
He's in a coma.
The hypothetical for this month is, if the boys from the night before, Ethan, Isaac, and Chris, were sent to the Arctic, would they survive the thing?
I mean, if the thing can endure all the drugs, I think.
That's a good point.
Yeah, fucking every drug under the sun, bro.
So I guess this would either strengthen its immune system or its ability to take whatever the Earth can bring, or it's going to kill it.
Yeah, everything gonna fall out and freeze to death or something. I don't know.
That's a good one. I didn't think of it. I was thinking like, yeah, they're too goofy. They're going to get messed up. But yeah, if he ends up snatching Isaac and all those drugs in his system, the thing will be stopped.
I don't know. I think with Isaac being so paranoid, I think he would just go ahead and kill everybody, thinking that the thing's in everybody.
I would love to see a comedy of the thing.
Man, with the right actor.
With the right actor.
Correct.
Yeah, sure. Let's make it happen, guys.
Well, let's go ahead and find out what we've been up to in our first segment. What you doing and what you going to do.
Hey, watch it, pal. What have you been doing? What are you gonna do, huh?
Grizz, you said you had a pretty big one, so let's start off with you.
Oh, okay. So let's start off by thank you guys for having an amazing party, because that's what kicked off my huge vacation type long, what are you doing, what you gonna do? So I was a little late coming to the party because we had to pack and go to Vegas. And as soon as we left you guys' house, we fell asleep, and then took off to Vegas. But before that, I'm going to say I'm pretty upset that I didn't win Most Festive, because I had a dope ass sweater. What I have?
Clayton Bigsby.
Clayton Bigsby. Oh my God, I freaking love that thing.
You guys will be able to see the picture of that sweater on our Instagram page.
Oh yeah. But I memean, it was a great party like it is every year. We exchanged gifts. We had fun. We drunk a little bit. Yeah, I love those parties, man. I'm so glad that I'm within your circle to go here and do this. So that next day, we fly to Vegas. No, we actually fly to Phoenix. And we wanted to stay a couple of days there, see the Grand Canyon, and then go to Vegas.
How was the Grand Canyon?
It was cool. I loved it. I felt like I was still coughing up like dry dirt in my lungs because it's just, oh man, there's so much dust out there. We were like, cause you can't just go see the Grand Canyon like at certain spots. They have all these Indian lands around there, so you have to pay like $60.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, to see like certain points. Like I think they had Eagles Point and they had like 2 more, I forget. And we tried to do that. But let's say the Phoenix trip, it already started off pretty bad because as I was getting on the plane, I felt some type of limp going on in my foot. So I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on. And I land in Phoenix, and it seems like I can't walk. My foot is swollen like a motherfucker, so I'm limping everywhere I go.
Did you step on something before?
I don't know what happened, but I talked to this one dude. He was like, he travels a lot, and sometimes it happens to him just out of the blue. So I'm thinking it's elevation.
I was thinking
I don't
more
know.
like spider in your shoes.
Oh, no, it's not that. It wasn't that. And so that took me out of commission for like 2 or 3 days, is that if I didn't have the thought process of, it's the shoes that I'm wearing, so maybe I should get some flip-flops. Okay, so we spend 2 days in Phoenix trying to find flip-flops that's my size. Flip-flops not popular out there, man. I tried to go to every Ross. I tried to go to every Marshalls, every TJ Maxx, every Walmart. Nobody had these things.
But what is your thought process on thinking how flip-flops are going to help you? There's no support. There's
no support, but it's not. It's like my pinky toe. That's the one that's swollen. It's like that side of my foot that's swollen. So it's like if I put my shoe in, like, only thing I wear is Jordans. Mm-hmm. If I put my foot in Jordans, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So every time I took a step, it felt like I was stepping on glass.
Ugh.
Yeah. And so whenever I found these Hey Dudes, it was like $50 or $60, and I was like, I gotta take some type of relief, man. Mm-hmm. And apparently that's happening a lot. I'm getting hurt somehow for no fucking reason. But I think through Phoenix, the next couple of days, I have to wear these shoes so I don't limp everywhere. And that's in Vegas.
All that walking.
Yeah, all that walking, which, like, I took care of it. I cleaned it. Everything was fine.
Did you go to the doctor there to
Nope.
see? Oh, my gosh.
Not at all.
That probably would have been the best option right there.
But either way, that passes. I'm fine, and I get to actually enjoy my vacation. And so my mom gets sick because I take her. Mm-hmm. She gets sick after we get from the Grand Canyon. I think it's something to do with her elevation because she has COPD. That night, we're like, okay, well, me and my wife, we can actually go out and enjoy ourselves without my mom being there. Cool. Mm-hmm. And we get on this bus, and we go downtown Vegas. And there's this homeless guy that had got on the bus. He was supposed to pay, and he did not pay. And there were some consequences that came to this. I have a video. If you want to message me on Instagram, I'll send it to you. But he didn't pay, and then there was a bus driver who was already on one. He was already about to fight somebody else. He got up, he got into the homeless guy's face, and was like, hey, man, I need you to leave because you didn't pay, or I need you to pay so you can stay.
He probably deals with this so much time.
Every day they have to. There's so many homeless people there. So the guy, he's just sitting there saying, nope, I'm not getting off. You're not going to touch me. I can't touch you. Let's just get it going. Let's go. For like 4 or 5 minutes, this is happening. And so there's a guy, there's a double-decker bus that's upstairs. It's like, man, I need to get to work. Okay, he comes down. And in the video, you hear him saying, what's going on, bus driver? What's going on? And he gets in this dude's face and was like, man, this dude ain't getting off the bus. He's like, you ain't getting off the bus, man. You getting off the bus. He's like, nope. So he grabs the dude, grabs his shit, pushes him off the back of the bus. And the guy is like, he's hyped up. So he's like, you don't touch me, whatever. Dude lays this one fucking haymaker out, just knocks this dude out. He lays out. This is on Instagram and everything. My wife recorded it, but she couldn't catch the knockout. So somebody else did, so we got theirs. Knocked him out. Dude was laid out until the bus took off. He was trying to do like the whole stand up, dizzy, like trying to get up. And so we take off, and everybody's cheering, everybody's happy. Dude gets off the bus, everybody's like, "Yeah, thank you so much."
The fact that he just punched somebody out without laying his hands on him.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, that was so funny. So after that, we go out to eat. We go to Fremont Street. We see people that have like costumes on. They have so many people that I think we would all love. They had a dope ass Bumblebee suit. Pretty much the Avengers was out there. Everybody was Avengers. Mario, Luigi, the Nun. Except something was up with the Nun, and she was looking mighty nice. She had the face paint on, and she had her boobs out, and she had tape on her boobs, and I was just sitting there like, oh, hey, wife.
Yeah, I was about to ask how she handled that.
But Fremont, they have these little circles that's on the ground where they can't escape that circle to go bother anybody. So you can just walk by, and they can't be like, hey, grab you or nothing. But they do have showgirls that walk up and down there that will try to, hey, you want to take your pictures? Come on. And you'd be like, no. Somebody was saying that if you take a picture with them, like, you'll be like, how much is it? Be like, oh no, it's free. We only take donations. And you'd be like, okay, I'll give you, $2, whatever, like that. And so after you take the picture, they'll be like, yeah, the donation's $30.
Or they're pickpocketing you.
No, they're not pickpocketing you. They'll say the donation is $30. So that's how much it takes to take the picture. Why don't you just say that? But a lot of people are like, no, that's too expensive. I'm not paying you $30 to take a picture.
I mean, unless they grab an ass or something to make it worth it.
I don't know. It's not worth it. So I didn't take a picture. And these motherfuckers are on their shit, dude. Like, so if you try to take a picture from afar, they have lookout people that'll like, oh, well, that's going to cost you $30 or whatever.
Damn.
Yeah.
Take my phone.
Yeah. They take your phone or they're going to harass you. But, motherfuckers don't have heart. And then that next day, me, my mom, and my wife, because my mom feels better, she wants to go out and get some chocolate. So we get on the bus stop, and there's this drunk dude just walking up the street. I'm just like, oh, okay, drunk dude, whatever, homeless guy. And so he steps to the side of the bus stop because it was easier to get a bus stop than Ubers. And we're like, okay, we need to go up that way. And I pointed his direction, but I wasn't pointing at him. He's, oh, you fucking point at me? I'm going to whip your ass. So Kay starts to yell and arguing. He talks to her, and I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I'm trying to talk to him, or talk to my wife. You're not going to do that. And then, like, he's just yelling verbal assaults at all of us. So I'm like, okay, this dude is not going to talk to my mama and my wife without getting knocked the fuck out. And I'm a pretty big dude. This guy is small. So I'm like, I wouldn't lay this fucking dude out. Number one, my mom gets in between me and this guy, closes her eyes, don't know what this guy has in his pockets or anything, and starts praying for this guy. That's cool. I love the fact that she's so religious and devout in her faith, but we don't know if this dude has a knife, gun, anything.
Seems a bit unsafe.
Yes, unsafe. And so, luckily, it slows this dude down because he believes in some type of firepower. He throws his bag in the middle of the street where cars are coming. He's about to get hit or whatever. And so, he also throws his alcohol that he's going to be drinking in the middle of the street. And then he automatically goes and get it. So I'm like, okay, this dude's out of his fucking mind. And when he comes back, he comes to the opposite side of the bus station. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to definitely have to knock this dude out because he's going to be like, why'd you throw my shit or something? You know how drunk people be having stupid thoughts. And so he gets to my side. My mom's behind me now, so I get to go at this fucking dude. And he just sits down. I'm like, okay, he's probably calmed down now. Let's fucking go. And then I happen to look down at his shoes, and he has Jordan 11 Cool Grays. These are $350 shoes.
The ones you've been looking for.
Yeah, God, these are the ones I've been looking for. So I'm gonna knock this dude out, and I'm gonna take his shoes. I'm thinking about doing this, and then the bus rolls up. I wasn't able to do it. We get in the bus, and we fucking have a great vacation.
Oh, I thought you'd be like, hey, buddy, what size shoe you wearing?
No, I wanted to. So I'm going to chop this up between the next couple of podcasts. I'm going to leave you guys on the cliffhanger here because some other stuff happens. And, yeah.
Already sounds pretty eventful. Something always happens with y'all's vacations.
Yeah, that was exciting. Exciting indeed. What you doing next month?
Oh, what I'm going to do next month is I'm going to see about this damn cyst that I just had to deal with. Yep, I'm having little problems with that. And then my truck is having problems with the suspension because I have air suspension and I didn't know nothing about how expensive it is to fix. So I might have to get all metal coils to keep my truck from just like right now. It's like my front is down and my back is up because the air is in the back but not in the front. So it's like I'm in a damn hot rod.
How did it get to be like that?
I do not know. It's just like it's horrible. It's horrible. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Try to save some money. Seems like we spent all of it in Vegas anyway. But we're going to make it happen.
It's a perfect time for stuff to go wrong.
Exactly.
All right, Koala. How about you?
Last month was pretty eventful. We had family night at Grizzly's house, which thank you so much for hosting. That's the second year in a row that y'all have done Christmas, and y'all always go all out. Absolutely love doing that. Y'all do games and tons of prizes and make it fun and festive.
Man, it gets so exciting during that little ball thing, man. We talking so much shit to each other, and we are screaming, and that ball is going, and it was an amazing time.
Yep, it's always fun. Then we hosted Christmas Eve party. We always do that, the last 6 years. It's really exhausting because I got to clean the house and get the house, because every single room we occupied. So I got to reorganize, hide shit that we don't want people to touch or see, and just declutter. And I just do a deep clean. So it's pretty exhausting. So by the time I get to the actual Christmas Eve party, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like, let me just take a couple shots and let me sit my ass down. So thank you for Panda this year. So I was able to socialize a little bit more this year, since our kiddo is a little bit older, but also since Panda was paying attention and able to be like, hey, can you watch him while Sam talks to some people? So that was really cool to be able to socialize a little bit more. We had Panda's birthday also, so that was another good time where we were able to watch movies and hang out. I do have a mini story on something that we both found hilarious. So Panda was playing with our baby cub, and he was like plopping him on the couch and tickling him, and then going in and like attack kissing his neck. So our baby cub was like, let me do that to you. So Brandon, he plopped down on the couch, and baby cub goes up. And we both thought he was going to go and do the attack kiss. No, he fucking karate chops Panda in his neck. We both just died.
I about collapsed my throat, man. He was like, Dada, look up. And I was like, oh, he's going to get me.
I mean, I had to make sure he was okay, but I was dying laughing the whole time. Let's just say he didn't do that no more. Other than that, just relaxing, just reading books and doing nothing. Because once we do all those events, I'm done. Like, I'm checked out for a while. Like, let me just sit my ass down and do nothing for a while. But for next month, I really have to get back into working out. I despise the cold so much that the garage is like 20, 30 degrees. So I cannot get my ass up in the morning and go work out. I really need to. So I got to motivate, do something to get going. Because I was doing so good for a couple months, and then the cold came, and then now I'm back to being what I was before. So all that hard work that I put in for those 2 months is just fucking evaporated. So I'm like, damn. I'm super excited. Panda did have a new idea this year where I get to choose a book, because I love reading books. So I get to choose a book, and we both are going to read a chapter, and we're going to talk about it. So I'm really excited to be able to bring him into the love of my books. And then I, of course, have to start. I don't even know which game, the Pokemon game. It's really bad that I don't even know the name of its Pokemon Scarlet or Violet. I started it, 2 years ago and never finished it. So that's something I got to finish for us to do that idea of his. So yeah, exciting stuff.
That is exciting stuff.
Sound like a smartass.
No, I'm just agreeing with you. My month, just have a few things. One of the things was you mentioned Grizz's little game night in the Christmas time. Before that all started, though, we got to see Grizz's tap dancing skills.
Oh my god!
On a crafty little mouse.
I was wondering if you were going to bring that up.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So we have some construction going on behind my house, and we was dealing with little mousies. Just finding their way and trying to find some warmth. And I'm not comfortable with that in my house. We was laying out traps and everything. And so I was like, hopefully they're going to be gone by the time we have family night. And that did not happen. And so, go ahead.
You called your brothers, and we found the source of them. And I had seen something move out the corner of my eye. And I was like, what is that? I think we got it. And we cornered it in this little closet. But I threw a ball in there. He took off running outside. And he ran by the dog bowls. And he comes shooting out. And we were all like looking down, surrounding, and seeing if anything's going to happen. And yeah, he comes shooting out. And then Grizz had the quickest reflexes. And he just stepped on that thing and just jumped off of it and tapped back on it. And it was instantly dead. It was amazing. Most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Well, I used to work with mice at my old job. So I was like, I can catch it. Okay, the ones that are in cages are completely fucking different than wild ones. They're so much more faster.
You got bit and got the damn, what's that fucking disease? The one the Spanish flu?
No shit.
Yeah, fuck up everything. So stop trying to catch shit.
Yeah, dang.
Koala. Come on now.
Well, I wasn't gonna be dumb and actually get bit. I had a container to put it over and do it like a spider. You put something underneath it and you just like toss the fucker outside.
No, he coming back in. But we did seal that hole up when we put traps around, so we know that they ain't coming back in. Some of the bitches.
Yeah.
That you know of.
I also unintentionally did a little social experiment that I would recommend everyone do.
Oh.
Yeah. I was informed by someone close to me that I was an asshole and that I kind of act like I'm better than everyone. So I went to my closest friends to ask them, because you never know if you're doing something until someone brings it to your attention. So, you could be doing something that you don't know you're doing, pissing somebody off, or just, being a dick and you don't know it until someone brings it up to you. And so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't treating people like this. And so I had to message a few people and just be like, hey, am I being an asshole, or do I treat you like I'm better than you or anything? And I just want to read you a few of their responses. This one is from, I asked them, hey, did I make you feel in any way like I was better than you or anything? And this was, I don't know, just call him a bear of something. This is the Tiff bear. And she said, never. You've always been inclusive of everyone around you, no matter what their situation was. I don't have one negative thing to say about you. You have always been so friendly and sincere since the day I met you. And this one is old Krista Bear. I asked her the same thing, have I ever made you feel like I was better than you or something like that? And she says, first off, she threatened whoever said it, because you're amazing to everyone. You treat everyone like a great friend and a good person. Like, even though I haven't been present much, you never fail to invite me or reach out to me and still be there for me. And I can say you are better than most people, but you never behave that way. And she says, I'm serious. You're literally one of the best human beings I know. And then I even contacted one of the pandas, Panda Cam. And she said, seriously, I would have let you know if you've ever made me feel bad about my life. You've never said or done anything that I can think of that's made me feel like you think you're better than me. And honestly, if you did, you'd probably be right. You've made good decisions for the most part of your life, and I'm so emotionally charged when I made decisions that they aren't as logical as yours. However, I'm able to own that and not to be jealous of your life or your awesome accomplishments. I'm really proud of the man you are. I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be your sister, and you're an all-around stand-up guy. And she goes on to say that, because I told her that I can take insults all day long, but as I'm reading this, dude, I am getting choked up, like tearing up, because you rarely get compliments about yourself or anybody say anything to you.
I would beg to differ. I would say men never get compliments like that. Yeah, women get that shit all the time. I gotcha.
So I told her, that was, I told her, thank you for your comments. That was real powerful, pretty much. And she said, she gets choked up too sometimes. Whoever said that to you, that you think you're better than them, is probably projecting how they feel onto you. They think you're better than them. Thanks for checking in about it, though. I think that's a point to prove about your genuine character right here. So,
No.
I think it's a good thing for all of us to ask your circle, man. Like, what do you truly feel, man? Because your friends are just your friends. They don't always tell you, hey, you're a cool ass person. Hey, I don't know what I would do without you. You've always been there. Even when you're not there, you're just knowing that I can call you is always awesome. And I mean that for you. And you never hear that. You never hear that from them. So it'd be a good little social experiment for all of us to ask your circles, man. Ask your distant circles, your close circles, and just say, hey, have I ever made you feel wrong, or do I do stuff to annoy you, or how do you feel? Are we good on good terms? I know we're on good terms, but how do you feel? Is there anything I can change to be a better person? And just see what their response is. Might break a few relationships, but you might make a few bonds that are unbreakable. Well, the reason I did it was because, for one is for clarity. I wanted to make sure I wasn't treating my friends in any certain way, to make sure that I wasn't being a bad person, a bad friend. It was just a humbling experience afterwards. And I think everybody would benefit from it, from finding out what their friends truly think about them. So yeah, that's why I mean, it started with something bad, but it ended up being an amazing experience to hear this from your friends. And it was really emotional too, man. Like I said, like I can take insults all day, but just those little compliments saying that you're a good person, you know, you always think about others, you're considerate, and it was a lot. It was like overwhelming. I was tearing up just reading the stuff, and I was like, God dang, this is what they think about me. It was pretty cool. So I would suggest everyone get out there and do it to your friend circles as well. And besides that, I did have the most awesome Christmas party in the world. We had a awesome Mario Kart tournament, which this year the king was dethroned, and we have a new king. So that was pretty cool. We had a most festive contest. We couldn't do the hot chip challenge this year because they discontinued the hot chip.
Because that stupid kid.
Yeah, some kid ate like 5 or 6 of them and ended up dying.
Well, didn't they say he had an underlying health issue anyways, too?
Probably. But he's no longer with us, so rest his soul. But that'll be it from me last month. Actually, something... one more thing for last month is that I got my hands on a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle. And if you don't know what Pappy Van Winkle is, by God, you better Google it, because it is some high-dollar alcohol. And I'm going to be saving that for some good situations. Maybe next month might take a sip of it and let you guys know how that is, old Pappy. And so that's what I'm going to be doing next month, is thinking about how not to drink this Pappy and hold out on special occasions. And yeah, I'm going to get back in the gym, clang and bang, earn and burn, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that'll be it for me. And now on to you, Atlas E. What have you been doing this past month?
This past month, we got back to work. We just got our 10% raise at the job.
Congrats.
Excited about that. We're going to see what that looks like next week. They tried to let us not see what it looks like with a couple cutting the hours already and all that. But, you know, I think it's a natural thing that just occurs in January. But other than that, seen a few movies, new movies. One of them was really bad. Yeah, kind of got dragged into that one. I don't even want to name it. I just...
It wasn't me you dragged in, did you?
Yeah, I thought Book of Clarence was coming out first, and you said, "Oh, no, Night Swim," and I said, "Oh, I thought that was
Night Swim."
I thought that was like February, March, or something.
The haunted swimming pool.
It was pretty bad.
It was terrible.
So bad that when it was over, I just sat there.
You want to get your
And Panda had to ask me. Panda had to ask me, "Hey, you leaving? You good?" I didn't know what to do. I was just, yeah. So, other than that, Panda got me Spider-Man 2 for the PS5.
Nice.
I did the 100% on that.
Dang, all
and
right.
got the Platinum Trophy.
Oh, shit.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I couldn't get my fix enough, man, so I went on to
New Game
replay
Plus.
Spider-Man Remastered.
Oh, dang. You went back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so that was a little adventure.
Well, that was a good game then.
Yeah, man. As far as what I'm going to do,
Uh-oh.
I'm going to try to live below my means for about 6 months. So that's a little financial strategy I just learned.
That's
I'm going to try to execute it. Yeah, so basically if you get a raise at your job or whatever, you get some more money coming in, you just
put it back.
kind of live off of what you had before for at least 6 months, and then you watch your money grow.
That's what's up.
And I also have The Last of Us Part 1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Part
for
2?
PS5. Yep. I just played the Left Behind, which I had never played the Left Behind DLC, so that was pretty good. Then I have, what's the Star Wars Jedi Survivor? Yeah. Started that too. So
I just beat that.
yep.
Nice.
I enjoyed it.
Well, people keep telling me that we need to play the Dead Island 2. Is it 2? Was it 3?
2.
I don't know.
Or was it like the remaker? I think it's just called Dead Island, right?
No, it's Dead Island 2.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Especially co-op.
Yeah, so
Up to 3 people.
we need to start doing that.
Well, we waiting on you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna stop by the store and I'll pick it up after we're done with this podcast. How about that?
So much for you saving money.
Shut up, Steve.
Yeah. I got a second account. Nobody knows about this way.
Well, thank you for that, Atlas. We're going to move on to Grizzly's Anime in Arms.
It's over 9,000.
All right, guys. How y'all doing out there? So, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go back to last year to my favorite guns that I have reviewed, have shot. So, I want to give everybody a good backstory on why I'm doing this. So, I used to be deathly afraid of guns. Whenever people had them, when they were around me, I would always be so nervous because of people mishandling or misfiring guns. I've heard of people dying from it. I've heard of people getting hurt, like shot in the leg, or they shoot themselves. So I was really afraid that people didn't have, trigger control whenever they would have it. And so I say, Mom, when I got married in 2019, there was the first time I've ever shot a weapon. And it was great. Like people say you get an adrenaline rush after you shoot. I definitely did, except for those old shotguns that messed my shoulder up before we went to Mexican. Other than that, I loved it since then.
Mexican?
Before you went to Mexican?
Mexican, yeah. Mexican food.
Mexican.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. That was different, yeah. That was the first time I've shot. And then since then, I have not fired a gun until last year. And so that's why I want to learn more and more about it. So if you've heard was it the first one that we did? No, I think it was the last podcast where we did a Mrs. Doubtfire review, where I bought my first gun, which is the Sky CPX2.
We never did a Mrs. Doubtfire review.
We never did it in the last podcast?
Last podcast was the night before, wasn't it?
No. The last.
Oh, the podcast before this one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which my gun was horrible. Me and my wife's gun. She has some type of mosquito gun. I forget what it's called. What the name was, but I know mine was a Sky. It locked up every time you shot it. It didn't hold oil good. You had to literally slap the magazine into the gun for it to fire. It was
Sky CP9?
CPX2. That was my very first gun. Up until we went to a gun store. Not a gun store, a gun, what is it called?
Gun show?
Gun show, yeah, okay. Gun show, yeah. That's my first time going. I'd never been to one before. And after I picked my jaw off the ground, seeing everything that I wanted to shoot, we went ahead and traded our guns in. And I had a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. I think that's the same gun you have, Koala, is it? Yeah, and then my wife, she got a Taurus G35. That was the first, I think we did podcast. I'm saying that I have those. So other than those, these are my top 3 guns that I've shot that are not my guns at all. These are friends that let me borrow theirs and let me shoot theirs. Or when I went to a gun range, they let me take a gun out of the case and shoot those. So my top 3 is Panda, your Beretta 92FS.
Is that my gun?
Yeah, it's your gun.
That is my gun.
Now, if you don't remember, this one is...
In Rush Hour.
Rush Hour, yes. The Beretta has been around, or Beretta Company has been around for 500 years. It costs about $850. It's 34 ounces. It's the foremost trusted military and law enforcement firearm in the world. And I believe it is amazing. And I had fun shooting it. I loved, like me and you, shooting at targets, because I'm just not getting my handgun, target practice going good. And we was just going back and forth, going down the line, Bing, yeah. It had a little arm that swing back and forth. We was doing that. It was great. My second gun is my friend Yoel's AR-15. Now, I know the last podcast I did the AR-15, I did not give it a good review. But shooting this AR-15 was the first time me ever doing so. I wasn't able to the first time for my bachelor party because somebody shot all the bullets and we didn't have no more.
Wasn't me.
But yeah, this one is about $450. This is the cheapest AR-15 that they have on the market at the moment. And if you don't mind your bullets getting stuck halfway through firing them, then I say you can get it, but I don't recommend it. But I still had fun shooting this gun. But the last one was Polar's Kel-Tec KS7 shotgun. This one was amazing, partly because of the story that I had when I was firing his gun. So we was trying to turkey hunt, and he has a tactical shotgun. I don't think you're supposed to shoot turkeys with a tactical shotgun. But I didn't care because it was just so much fun out there. And that's the one where the woman had the little stick and she was whacking the ground.
Yeah, we remember that.
I was so annoyed by it. But then we ended up not getting turkeys, clearly. And we just sat there and just shot guns for like 2 or 3 hours, which was pretty damn fun. And I think I love that shotgun because of that story. And I see myself getting one, a shotgun at least. So you guys have any favorite guns?
From the ones you reviewed last year, I like the Beretta. I like mine. My favorite review you did was on my Beretta.
What about you?
I personally think that the Beretta is way too heavy, and I absolutely mind the Smith & Wesson, whatever it is, and something...
MAP Shield?
Yeah. I just love the fact that it has 2 safeties. I'm pretty nervous still when it comes to handling guns. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, I'm not going to automatically just, let me just pull the trigger real quick and shoot something or shoot myself. But I do like the fact that there is a second safety where you truly have to hold it properly for it to actually go off.
That's another reason why I got mine, because my last one, the safety did not work. If you put it in safety mode and then took it off, it didn't matter. It still fired either way.
Maybe the bullets come out a little slower.
Did you happen to do reviews on it before getting that first gun, the Sky gun?
No, somebody needed extra money, and we had a little bit extra money, and it was like, if y'all do it, you can have these 2 guns. And we was like, okay. And then we got them, shot them, and hated them.
You know not to do that again.
So at least we know not to do that. What about Atlas? You got any guns you like, man? Because I know you wasn't here anytime before this podcast. So if you have any favorite guns that you've ever shot, go ahead and say it, man.
Well, actually, believe it or not, I haven't shot a gun since. Oh shoot!
I killed that mugger last year.
Yeah, not GDEP. That's a good little story right there. He just got exonerated. Thought he might have killed somebody back in the day. And yeah, he's been in prison for a little while over something like that. He turned himself in years ago. But anyway, no, I haven't shot a gun in like close to 20-something years, probably. But I do have my eye on the Browning Black Label 1911. Yeah.
Those Brownings be going for a lot of money, bro.
I believe that is the .380. Yeah.
Well, he did just get a raise.
Oh.
Yeah. I actually was going on my way to go get it one time from what's the gun store near
Sportsman's Warehouse?
Sports Academy?
It's in Nashville.
Oh.
Academy Sports.
Near like Phillips Toy Shop or something like that.
Right.
I don't know.
It's the same thing.
Nashville Gun and Knife. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
I was on my way to go get it, and they actually had it for a cheaper price than I expected. And I was like, cool, I'm on my way. And a thunderstorm had rolled in while I was on my way. And it kind of tore that area up pretty good. Not tear it up, but like their power went out. And I drove like, I don't know. I thought I was going to Harding Place, not that far, but I was going like way on the other side of like West Nashville. And I was like, I got there, the doors were locked.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are the doors locked? And then I keep pulling at the door. Then I look up at the sign at the door that says closed due to power outage. And I was like, I just talked to y'all on the phone like 30 minutes prior. Yeah. So I turned around. I kind of never came back, I guess.
Kind of waste some gas.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to get that gun, man, and you're going to love it.
Yeah.
And you got to let me shoot it so I can review it.
Will do.
Yeah. But that's my story behind me loving guns and firearms. So if you guys have any stories you want to tell, go ahead and message me. I'll tell it on here. Okay?
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So I do the same thing with my anime because I absolutely love animes. I believe I love it more than the real like TV shows that be coming on TV. And as far back as I can remember, I used to love Toonami for 2 things, and that was Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon. So
no Hamtaro?
I never watched anything other than those 2 that had that type of art style, so I didn't know what anime was back in the day. And so about 2007, 2008, my high school had kind of an unofficial anime like club. where I learned where there's so many different animes in this world. And ever since then, I just hadn't stopped watching them, man. That's when I first started One Piece, which I've seen almost every episode of, clearly. 1,087 episodes. Yeah. All of Bleach, all of Naruto, all the bangers that everybody loves. I've seen them all. And I think I'm chasing some type of excitement and joy from each anime that I see. And more than likely, I always get there. As long as it has the premise that I like, which is dark, fights, and animation, I feel like I will fall in love with any anime, especially nowadays, because they're so hard to come across. I've watched good and bad Jackie's drama animes. Sorry, I had something in my throat there. Animes that throughout the years that dude, I just cannot complain on how I waste my time just watching this stuff, because the storyline is so intricate sometimes that they're even now making live action animes that I think they're trying to get people that normally don't watch them, they'll get them to watch it, because like this Yu Yu Hakusho from Netflix, this one's pretty good. And a lot of people have converted to watching anime because of this one. I don't know if you guys have any love stories for animes. I don't know if you had any favorite ones growing up. You could tell me that later. But I'm going to give my 3. And you guys, if you guys have any favorite ones, you can let me know at the end of my 3. Last year, we did Blue Lock, which is a sports anime. And I initially thought that every single sports anime is the same. Hey, we have friendship. We have one good guy on our team. And as long as we have friendship, we're going to survive any hardship that we have. This one is not like that. This one is everything that I do will better me to get past this thing that we have to do. And I love it because it teaches people that, at least not people, the people that's in this anime, it teaches them, like, I have to get over this if I'm going to keep going forward. And I have to learn how to do this by myself. I love that in these type of animes. I hate the ones that's, oh, me, Panda, Koala, and Atlas, we have to all come together and work as a team just so we can be the best in the whole world. Nah, I'm selfish. Fuck y'all. The other one was Mashoku Tensei. I can never say this correctly, but this is a jobless reincarnation. This is the perverted shut-in who gets a second chance at life because he sacrificed his to save somebody else's. This animation was by Studio Bind, which I don't think anybody heard of until this came out. They just had a second season if you guys want to see it, but the first season is amazing. I love the animation in there. The complex storyline is great. I suggested so much to people. And then the third one, I told you guys I love dark, but Berserk. This came out 1985, I think, 6, 7, one of those. This is one of the first animes that ever came out, and if you haven't heard it, this is disturbing. It's not for kids. It has a bunch of murder in it. It has a bunch of rape in it. It has everything in it. I love it. The storyline is crazy, and I feel like every boy wants to grow up and be like Guts. Strong, charisma. He has the mystery behind him, and everybody looks up to him because he knows he can whoop anybody's ass. So this is the one that I feel like I was chasing after Dragon Ball Z got canceled. So I don't know if you guys have any good animes. If you want to go ahead and say it.
I'm partial to Dragon Ball Z, but my favorite you did last year was Psycho Pass. I really liked the whole gun thing there. Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it don't gotta be just the ones that I
okay.
did.
My bad. Yeah, I like Dragon Ball Z, and I've been catching up on One Piece, Bleach is off the chain, and Demon Slayer.
Okay.
I don't know if this is technically an anime, but I think it is. Avatar. I absolutely grew up on Avatar. I've watched it 3 or 4 times. I absolutely love it. Legend of Korra, fuck that shit. That shit was terrible. But Avatar in its whole, and then fuck the movies too. The movie was terrible. But just the TV series is great. And then we are watching Demon Slayer, and that shit is very good.
Demon Slayer is great.
Bleach.
If you can get past the filler episodes, because that one and Naruto have the most filler episodes of all of the animes that's probably ever been made. So if you can get past that, I think you'll like them.
I'm pretty down with the filler episodes because I love a backstory. I want to know more about it. Panda is kind of like, fuck the backstory. Just go to
story.
Yes, exactly. But I'm like, I want to know the backstory. It's like,
I don't want to see Goku trying to learn how to drive. That shit is whack. Bro, defend the Earth, bro.
He's never gonna drive again. Why the hell?
Useless.
But it's funny, it's comical, so I don't know.
So I say I can recommend you 2 of them I believe you'll love.
Okay.
And that is Dark Gathering, which they just came out with the English dubbed.
Okay.
If you care about that. And then Spy Family. You'll love Spy Family.
Okay. We'll put that on the list. We're going to finish Demon Slayer, and then, I don't know, Panda's got a list of shit we got to watch.
Okay.
So we'll add that to the list.
What about you, Alice?
I have quite a few, actually. But there's also quite a few I have not finished.
What's your favorite? Favorite, like 3.
Let me Dragon Ball Z, kind of go without saying.
Yeah.
Naruto, which I still haven't finished. It's also, I don't even know where I'm at anymore. Just 3. It's hard. I'm going to go with Ronin Warriors.
Okay.
Dang, that's a classic.
Yeah.
That's good.
See, I would have went with Ronin Warriors because as a kid, looking back, thinking like, oh yeah, Ronin Warriors off the chain. But then I watched it again as an adult, and they steaking their asses whipped. And I was not with the Ronin Warriors, man. I used to have the action figures and everything.
I think that was, for me and my brother, that was our first anime.
Okay.
In between, it was either Ronin Warriors or Sailor Moon. Same way with you.
Yeah.
Those were like the big 3: Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and then there was another one called Project Echo. It wasn't a series; they were like movies, though. I think it was a series of movies.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
That Ronin Warriors, though, it was like the Ninja Turtles of anime. It was so sellable with the toys, man. They had so many accessories and weapons they could use. You combine them to make some kind of super warrior. It was awesome.
Had many points of articulation. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I'll go back and watch a couple more. But my favorite 3, these are just the favorite 3 from last year. But my favorite 3 of all time is Dragon Ball Z 1, clearly. Number 2 is Berserk, and the last one's One Piece, because One Piece is pretty good, man.
Well, that's all right. Well, we appreciate that, Grizz. And what we're going to move on to now is another segment that we have just brought out. A new segment we like to call Panda Tales.
We interrupt this program.
And in Panda Tales, what we're going to do is each time we have a movie, we're going to relate it to some kind of true event that happened. Maybe the movie was inspired by this, or maybe it's just a coincidence that this seems something like the movie. So in this instance, we are reviewing The Thing. And so I thought it would be appropriate to maybe tell you guys a little bit about skinwalkers. Now, skinwalkers is a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal. These ominous abilities are alluded to in the Navajo phrase "Ye nald dulce," meaning with it he goes on all fours. So skinwalkers can take the form of humans and animals, and when you see one, you just know that something isn't right about it. There's a bunch of examples online. There's a bunch of videos of. There's one where this lady's looking outside at her dog, and she's telling it to do tricks. She's like, hey, sit down, turn around, roll over. And then she's like, that ain't my fucking dog, because my dog don't know how to do none of that shit. So she knew something was wrong with it. There's another video of, there's like some deer running over like this ledge in like some grassy woods or something at night. And this guy has his camera out and his flashlight. And one of the deers that run over the hill is this deer with a clearly broken neck. Like his neck is hanging off to the side.
I seen that one.
Yes, and it just takes off running. It's like, what the fuck was that? But yeah, it's weird, man. But there's a lot of weird stories like that out there of animals doing strange things. And so they relate that to skinwalkers. They believe that's not really that animal. It's just something that's got into the animal trying to imitate it. But there's many other horrific tales about these skinwalkers and what they do to their victims, such as poison powder from a corpse. They will make poison powder from a corpse and turn it into some kind of dust and try to blow it into your face. And they say that infant bones have been ground up into this dust as well. I guess it's supposed to slowly kill you or something. They also try to shoot bones into you. It's like a blow dart, and they shoot it into you. I don't know how they get it into you, but small bones will be taken out of you once you realize it's there. Yeah. So Navajo witches, including skinwalkers, represent the antithesis of Navajo culture values. While community healers and cultural workers are known as medicine men and women, or by other positive, nurturing terms in the local indigenous language, witches are seen as evil, performing twisted ceremonies and manipulating magic in a perversion of the good works medicine people traditionally perform. In order to practice their good works, traditional healers learn about both good and evil magic. Most can handle the responsibility, but some people can perform corrupt and can become corrupt and choose to become witches. That remind you of anything? It's not like Star Wars. Yeah. But I do have one story of a skinwalker. It may not be like super terrifying, but it's a true event. Happened in 2013. And it's a story from a first-person perspective, so all the eyes are actually this person, not really me. So I'm starting a story now. I decided to join my bestie, Karen, for a 3-day stay at her grandmother's place on the res. Her grandmother lives near a place called Tuba City, Arizona, in the middle of nowhere, but surrounded by rural homes. We go to college together, and I was kind of interested to know about Navajo traditions. The first day we stayed, it was pretty chill, nothing out of the ordinary, but then her grandma, not that old, around 67, said that a stray dog came out of nowhere and wouldn't leave. To me, it did act kind of strange and was real ugly looking, black, shaggy coat, looked like a mix between a German Shepherd and a lab. That night, we were watching a movie in the living room. She had big windows that looked out into the front where the cars are parked. Nothing fancy. With the curtains wide open, Grandma was in the kitchen cooking dinner and we were watching a movie. Next to the window is a medium bookshelf and that's where we kept the DVDs. Karen went to put a DVD back that we had just watched, but she freaked out because the stray dog was staring at us through the window standing on top of a wood box outside. Not something normal dogs do from my point of view or hers. Usually a dog, which is a house dog, scratches the door to be let in. Res dogs aren't house dogs, and dogs inside houses are frowned upon in Navajo tradition. They're meant to protect the house and the owner. The other dogs seemed to stay away from it. Karen opened the door and yelled at it to get off the box. It ran off behind the shed. We went to Tuba City the next day to get some groceries, came back to the house. The dog was nowhere to be seen. Nothing unusual. Grandma went to visit some people, so it was just Karen and I. About 5 o'clock, we heard someone trying to open the door. Both of us looked out the window since there had been no car heard or no dogs barking. Looking out the living room window to the door, and there was the dog trying to open the door with its paws. 2 paws wrapped around the brass doorknob, standing on its hind legs. I thought that was weird, but wasn't really freaked out. Karen was. She opened the door and chased it off. Grandma came back later and Karen told her. Grandma didn't like what she heard. We got ready to sleep that night. We slept in the spare red room since it had 2 beds. One window with curtains opened a little. We turned off the light, but there was a sound coming from on top of the roof. Pitter-patter footsteps and scratching sounds and panting. It then sounded like it jumped off onto the large plastic water barrel they had. At first, we heard what sounded like barking, but as it grew louder, the other dogs seemed to be barking at something also. But all of a sudden, something was running around the house, barking, and it was no dog. No, it wasn't. This barking sounded human. A deep male voice barking like it knew that we knew it wasn't a dog. Woof, 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 rarf, 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 arf, arf, arf. Just exactly like that, adding the W's, the R's, and the A's, and then panting again by the window, and we started freaking out. Karen decided to, in my opinion was stupid, open the curtains to look out. And there was the stray dog on its hind legs looking into the bedroom, but this time it stunk. And what I thought were 2 black holes in the neck, another pair of eyes twinkled. Think of those ugly, gross spider eyes staring at you. And paws were deformed, looking hands with overgrown, somewhat thick and sharp fingernails. Again, both screaming and shutting the curtains closed. Grandma came running through the door and seeing it. First thing she did was grab ashes from the fireplace, load 3 shells into the shotgun from under her bed, bless herself in Navajo, and went outside to shoot it, yelling in Navajo about how the thing wasn't welcome there and to get the hell out of here, for it to go linger somewhere else. Them both being traditional, the next day they called a medicine man to come over and put cedar in. He prayed over everyone and with cedar smoke and an eagle feather blessed the place. Made us eat bitter herbs called Eagle's Goal or something and gave me an arrowhead. Apparently I needed to carry one for protection and a little pouch called corn pollen. Seems to work pretty well. The medicine man said that dog was a skinwalker, which in Navajo is a long word that I can't pronounce, but we call them Yoshis. The body of the stray dog, which was killed by the skinwalker, made an illusion so we wouldn't know it wasn't a real dog. He also said that Yoshis tend to harm people by using some sort of human bone straw to spit at someone. Think spitballs, only deadlier. And get human bones into them. Doctors can't detect it, but the medicine man that day pulled a piece of human skull out of Grandma's right shoulder. Pretty big, about 2 inches long and a centimeter thick. It was real because we watched him pull it out of her. That was intense.
Boom.
What do you think about that?
Well, I feel like they kind of fucked up by keeping the curtains open. Like, why are you doing that? And then they hear something opening. They see that it's a dog trying to open the door with its paws. They're like, okay, let's just go ahead and open this door and yell at it. Like it's not a normal-ass dog.
Bro, they ain't got no guns or no knives or nothing.
For real.
Get that thing out of here. Put some antifreeze in the hot dog. See what happens.
Yeah. I ain't fucking with no damn skinwalker dog, man.
That's wild.
The only thing to stop that is a goddamn Beretta, you know what I'm saying? Well, before we enjoy our movie review, we always enjoy that with a sip of an adult beverage. And this time, that adult beverage is Gran Coramino. It's a tequila brand founded in 1940 in Jalisco, Mexico. The brand is known for its high-quality tequila made from the blue agave plant. And in 2022, Kevin Hart and Juan Domingo Beckman, an 11th generation tequila producer, launched a new ultra-premium tequila brand called Gran Coramino. Hart is a comedian, entertainer, and businessman, and Beckman is a tequila producer. The brand is developed in partnership with Global Brand Equities and Proxima Spirits. Gran Coramino is one-of-a-kind, complex, and smooth tequila crafted from hand-selected piñas, which are harvested at peak maturity from their family farms and then roasted in traditional stone ovens. Aged for months in Eastern European oak barrels and finished in California Cabernet Sauvignon wine casks. Then, as a final step, the tequila is slow filtered to create a rich, complex, and ultra-smooth, crystal-clear, Cristalliano tequila that you will love drinking.
Hey.
Yeah, I couldn't find any movies that this was in. I guess maybe it's too
I think
new
it's
or
too
something.
new or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a nice bottle.
I don't think any of us have seen,
sound
what's his new movie called? The Lift or something. I know y'all boycott Netflix here, so I just hadn't got around to watching it myself. It's probably in the Lift.
Oh, yeah, it did come out on Friday, didn't it? The Lift.
Well,
I don't know. I keep hearing like some type of rumblings about how different like tequilas, especially now the way they make them, is not real actual tequila. So we probably need to do some research on that and see what people consider like actual consider tequila and actually try them. See the difference.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and get into this movie review, big dog.
Mayday. Mayday. Anyone hear me? This is U.S. Station 31. You read me? Found something in the ice. We need some help down here. Can anybody hear me? We found something. Found something. We found something.
12 men have just discovered something. For 100,000 years, it was buried in the snow and ice. Now it has found a place to live. Inside. Where no one can see it, or hear it, or feel it.
I know I'm human. Some of you are still human. This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation. It'll fight if it has to, but it's vulnerable out in the open. If it takes us over, then it has no more enemies. Nobody left to kill it. And then it's won.
You guys gonna listen to Gary? He can beat one of those things!
what an old, scary ass trailer. Well, I think back to like the 40s or 50s when they was terrified by the Wicked Witch of the West. This movie would have just, man, it would have made people run out the theater.
Oh yeah, I think people were terrified of it because so like earlier in that year, they were real excited about having E.T. and then this shit comes out and they're like, nope, this ain't how aliens is. Nope. No aliens. Oh no.
All right. So we're reviewing The Thing, 1982, where to watch, Showtime with a premium subscription, of course, or you can buy it on physical or digital. This was directed by John Carpenter, who also did Assault on Precinct 13, Halloween, The Fog, Escape from New York, Christine, Big Trouble in Little China, They Live, Escape from L.A., Vampires, Ghost of Mars, and more. It's rated R, and it's starring Kurt Russell, Wilford Brimley, Diabetes, Keith David, Richard Masur, T.K. Carter, David Clennon, Richard Dessart, Charles Hallahan, Peter Maloney, and Donald Moffat. It came out on June 25th, 1982. Other movies that came out in June 1982 were Hanky Panky, Poltergeist, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, E.T., Firefox, Blade Runner, and Megaforce.
Yeah, some good movies came out that year.
It made $19.9 million on a $15 million budget. Did do good, huh?
That
Yeah,
doesn't sound
I
very
don't
good.
think they did good. No.
Yeah, they didn't do too good in the beginning.
It bombed.
Yeah, in the beginning it didn't do too good.
But eventually.
Eventually.
Still didn't do good.
Let's get into the plot. In remote Antarctica, a group of American research scientists are disturbed at their base camp by a helicopter shooting at a sled dog. When they take in the dog, it brutally attacks both human beings and canines in the camp, and they discover that the beast can assume the shape of its victims. A resourceful helicopter pilot and the camp doctor lead the camp crew in a desperate, gory battle against the vicious creature before it picks them off, one by one.
John Carpenter is the one that did, was it Halloween, Escape from New York or something like that?
I just named all the movies.
No, I was just saying, like, I remember, because it's like, he was interacting with a whole bunch of young people in that movie. And so, I remember he was walking down the street and he kicked that damn boombox, pissed everybody off.
What movie was that? What movie was that?
Friday the 13th.
Oh.
No, he didn't do Friday 13th.
No, it was Wes Craven. Right?
Yeah.
No, wait, that's not.
Yeah, Wes Craven did Nightmare. It's my Halloween?
Yeah, it was Halloween then.
Okay, Michael Myers. Yeah, you're talking about Michael Myers. This movie opens up to a view of Earth and a spaceship entering the atmosphere, with the title appearing on the screen all scratched in there, The Thing.
The Thing.
Yeah, and it looks like this spaceship may have had some troubles with whatever on board, because it looked like it crashed. It wasn't landing. It wasn't a pleasant landing for these guys. And then we see a snowy, icy wonderland and a helicopter who is following a husky. Well, a guy in the helicopter who's like, the passenger, he's got a rifle out and he's taking shots at the dog.
Oh my God! Let's stop there, guys. Go ahead and talk about this, man.
How bad the shot is?
How bad the shot is, man. Like, you have to be horrible at shooting to miss that much time. Like, okay, number one, the helicopter needs to get closer to the dog. Why are you trying to shoot from 3,000 miles away, bro? Come on, dude. And then the guy that's shooting, like you said, shouldn't be shooting from that far anyway. But it's like, at least when you get close, anticipate the dog, bro.
Where the dog's going to be at.
Yeah. Don't shoot where it is. Dude, he missed so much.
Also, the dog that they had for it wasn't really concerned about the helicopter. Yeah, it was kind of like stopping every so often to like look up. But it wasn't like weaving in and out like he was scared. So it's kind of like they didn't do very well because that should have been an easy shot. And then also, how in the hell is this dog going over the mountains? Like, this thing is covered in mountains. So we're just assuming that he's running flat and the whole entire time? Because when you see this, it's all mountains. So is this dog running up the mountains and they still didn't shoot it?
Well, I wouldn't guess that guy was an expert marksman, or maybe I believe they were all just researchers, or the Norwegian team. I don't know if they were doing the same thing, but Yeah, I think they're just researchers or, out there finding oil or something like that.
I don't think it's that hard to aim and shoot.
Well, okay.
If you got close enough to the damn
icy
dog.
conditions, the white.
Well, to Atlas's point, that guy may not be a great, marksman, but the pilot, you got to know how to fly to be out there. And he is flying like he's got an airplane. He's circling the dog. Why don't you just hover over it and give this guy a clean, clear shot? But he just hovers over it. Like he goes past it, then he comes back around like he's got an airplane. Like he can't stop.
The first time I watched this movie, I ended up having to ask, is this supposed to be a dog, like an actual dog? Because you know how some movies, they have a wolf-looking dog when you know it's just an, or whatever it's called. So that was when I was like, okay, is this supposed to be truly a dog, or is this supposed to be looking like a wolf? But I guess it doesn't really matter because they're still shooting at it. But
I would imagine it's supposed to be a dog. I mean, they're out there in the Arctic, all the sled pulling and pushing and all they have to do.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But this driver's pissing me off. He's just weaving left and right. Just, no, Dwayne.
I just noticed, though, that this guy's supposed to be in Antarctica, but he's wearing those loafer shoes. Like, he's not wearing snowshoes. Like the first scene I seen, I didn't realize the first time I watched it.
So he going to the trailer right after this.
Got fucking loafers on.
Well, the dog ends up running into what looks like a research camp, and the helicopter lands after it.
Oh, before that.
He does a grenade.
Yeah,
you missed that. You missed that.
Well, the helicopter has... Oh.
No.
Yeah, he does throw...
Yeah.
Yeah, he unloads... he just throwing grenades at this damn dog. Like, this dog pissed him off. It ate his lunch or something. I guess the last bit he had. And he does launch grenades out and clearly misses. If he was bad with a gun, he's even worse with a grenade.
Worse, bro.
Yeah, it just starts blowing up random shit, and the people at the camp can hear it. And we go in and get a little scene of the people at the camp, and they're having a good time, in the game room playing ping pong and pool. And we got one gentleman who's playing a computer in chess, and he thinks he's won against it, and it ends up beating him. And, checkmates his ass. And his response is to...
destroy the computer.
He just pours his whiskey all into it.
That's such a selfish move.
Yeah,
that's a dick move.
Nobody else can play this.
Exactly. Dick move. And then also, I guess this is their downtime for them not doing work, but I'm already questioning, what the hell are these people doing here?
I mean, can we truly admire how big that damn computer was? For only chess.
Man.
Well, the dog finally runs into the camp where we just seen our gentleman at. They hear the gunshots and the explosion, so a lot of them rush outside. And
unarmed?
Yeah.
All of them are unarmed.
I mean, I guess you wouldn't assume someone's coming to attack you in the Arctic. There's nothing... I don't think there's gold or any kind of important information in this camp right here that's going to warrant an attack from another country.
Yeah.
But they do hear the helicopter flying outside, so they do rush out to see what's going on.
What I do love is that the helicopter actually got close to the dog to where it was concerned like it was going to land on them. So it juked and like left and right. I was like, yeah, at least they actually chased the dog with a freaking helicopter. That's crazy.
Well, the dog, it was the 80s, bro.
Yeah.
They were killing animals in movies back then. The dog actually runs towards the people at the camp who come out to see what's going on. And the people in the helicopter, they get out of the helicopter. They're speaking Norwegian because the crew has established they have the Nord on the side of their helicopter. And when he gets out, one gentleman decides to keep throwing these damn grenades. Like the dog has run over to people, and the dog done jumped up on one guy and started licking him all in the mouth and shit. It's a random ass dog. You don't just be letting random ass dogs lick all over you and shit.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, that's disgusting. But with that being said, the guy gets out, no concern for their asses because he's got a grenade coming for you. You, the dog, everybody else in that vicinity about to get blown the hell up. Well, he takes a grenade, pulls the pin, cocks it back to throw, and it slips right out of his glove.
So right then and there, he should have automatically ran.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck is he going to do to try to... Because he was trying to dig it up to what?
Yeah, and it probably would have helped if he actually dug where he threw it. but instead he digs like right next to it, smearing the hole where it was, and it explodes while his partner, who the one with the rifle, takes off running.
He took the fuck off, bro.
He was the only smart one.
He is no real friend.
And the only
trying to grab him or nothing.
The only words I can understand from him were idiota. and he ends up shooting after the explosion. It blows up the helicopter. He ends up shooting, trying to hit the dog, and he hits one of the researchers in the leg. Gary, who is, I guess, one of the captains of this whole team here,
oh my God,
is seeing this from inside. So he breaks this single pane window with the lightest effort, and he's the most accurate marksman because he shoots this guy right in the eye.
Right in the fucking head.
Okay, so is it actually right in the eye? Because when I looked at it, it kind of looked like in the middle of the forehead when it first happened. And then later on, it shows that it was in the eye. And then I'm like, wait, it looked like it was the forehead.
So hold on.
Yeah.
We're looking over something important.
Yeah, really important.
Very important. Why would you break glass where you guys are living? Ain't that supposed to be like really cold?
Well, here's a better question. How could you break glass? It's a single pane and you're in the Arctic? Right. That shit should be like thick as hell.
So I had to Google because one, the guy came out with only a long sleeve shirt with nothing else on. I'm like, wait, this is Antarctica. I know it's fucking cold. And then these people are just walking out with no jackets, no hats, no nothing. So I ended up researching, and it says the average temperature, the warmest is 10 degrees. The coldest is negative 30 degrees. So even at the warmest, these motherfuckers cannot be coming out with just long sleeve shirts and nothing on. That's way too cold. So one, they kind of already messed up with them not being properly.
Well, after the commotion dies down, the crew rush out with extinguishers to put out the fire, which is around the helicopter, I guess to maybe preserve some kind of evidence in case, something's still alive. But one of the members sees the dog, and he goes to comfort it. You're okay, buddy. You're all right. And they also established that this is the first week of winter. And then we see the guy who had been shot getting stitched up by the camp's doctor.
The doc said that he barely got grazed. Wasn't that he got shot because the guy was standing in front of him, so he's not getting grazed like he was shot from the side.
I don't think that's it either. Is because he got shot in his, at least in the shin, but they're
doing the thigh,
they're stitching the thigh.
I mean, maybe the doctor's just like, hey, trying to make him feel like it ain't that bad. Hey, you got grazed, you about to walk it off. That's what I feel like.
I feel like that's surgery. That would
be good bedside humor, but.
Well,
bedside manners, I think, whatever they call it.
We also hear that the radios aren't working, and Windows, who is trying to call for help on the radios because of the situation, he tells the doc that he hasn't been in contact for at least 2 weeks.
I guess that's normal for the winter.
Yeah, and the guys on the crew are trying to figure out why these Nords were going so crazy, and they're discussing an ongoing visit to the foreign campsite. They want to go. Hey, you guys are messed up. What are y'all up to over here? McCready, the helicopter pilot, Kurt Russell, he's talking about going up. Like, he don't want to go up because of the weather. It's looking pretty bad, but he does it anyway. And him and Dr. Copper end up going to visit the Norwegian camp.
Well, hold on. Sorry. Pause. I have missed the hindsight. So with the dog just running around, we all know that the Norwegians were shooting at it. You need to put that fucking dog up. Put it in a room where it's alone until you get more information. They're just letting this dog roam around.
You would not be that way.
No. My opinion on random stranger animals are completely different than when I was working at a vet. Before, when I worked at a vet, I'd be like, oh, let me save this dog. Now it's like, fuck that dog. That thing ain't coming in my house. It's not coming into my car. It can keep going. If I got a leash on me, then cool, I'll try and help. But if it shows any aggressive, no, fuck that thing. It's just a wild dog you know nothing about, and it's getting shot at and trying to get killed. It's going to go in a room by itself, not with any other animals, because that's stupid to putting a wild animal with some tame-ass dogs. It's going to go by itself.
So you telling me, random dog walks up, French kisses you in the mouth.
I wouldn't allow that in the first place.
You'll be like, oh, this is so cool, so sweet.
Not at all. It's going to go by itself.
Let me get you back in your mouth, baby.
Well, Gary ends up convincing McCready to take Copper to the Norwegian camp, so they end up flying up. But back at camp, Knowles, who is the chef, I suppose, because he's in the kitchen cooking, he's playing some loud music. And George, the one who had gotten shot in the leg, doesn't like it, and he wants him to cut that shit down. So he goes out and says, "Hey, could you cut it down? I've been shot today."
Oh, he playing at the Isley Brothers, too.
And he's like, "Sure thing, I can do that." And he goes to the radio, about to turn it down, and doesn't even touch it.
I feel like that's such a beach move.
Stevie Wonder.
Oh, it was Stevie Wonder. Oh, yeah.
But also, the guy was standing at the intercom. So was he just waiting for somebody to come and bitch? Because he was literally just standing there, with his finger on the intercom, and then you see him. So I'm like, was he just standing there the whole entire time, just waiting?
Well, we see the husky that had been rescued by the camp. He's just chilling out, roaming the halls, and he actually goes into a room of one guy, and all we see is the shadow. We don't know which guy it is, but the guy turns and looks, and then the scene changes to McCready in the helicopter.
Just letting this wild-ass animal just roam around.
Lick you in the mouth.
So not smart.
French kissing motherfucker. Finger popping each other's assholes.
No. I hope the dog ain't doing that. They arrive at the Norwegian base, but it's burnt down, and it looks like a war or some kind of bomb had gone off, man. Everything is in disarray. There's smoke. There's fires everywhere. Like, those two guys that left were the last survivors. Maybe they did this. They bombed them, and they wanted to kill all the witnesses, so they had to get that dog, man, because he knew something. Would be one of the, thoughts. But we don't really know what's going on until our crew, McCready and Copper, go inside to investigate just a little bit more.
But the first guy, so they've flown in, and they already seen that's blown up. So the first guy that goes in has no weapon, like nothing. He's just walking in there.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, this isn't a military outfit. Yeah. This is just researchers doing weather stuff.
Yeah, you gotta assume everybody's dead in there anyway. So,
the whole place is like knocked down. There's no walls. There's no insulation. Whoever's in there's got to be frozen.
Well, I don't know. I feel because didn't McCready or whatever his name is, he had a weapon. He had something.
Yeah, shotgun.
Yeah, so why isn't he put the person that has the weapon in front of you?
Well, like you say, there's no. I don't know. There's no thought of threat. It's like you going into a Toys R Us. You're not like thinking you have to defend yourself.
But I have my gun with me.
Even like if a Toys R Us is burnt down and you're going in to check for survivors, you're not thinking there's someone hostile in here that's going to hurt you.
Oh, well, then I'm paranoid as fuck then, because that is exactly what my mind is thinking. You never know. I'm always going to be on the safer side. You never know what is still there.
Well, that's how you survive.
Don't be surprised. Just be ready.
And then wasn't there... I thought there was 3 guys that were talking about going.
No, just the 2.
Just 2? Okay.
Yeah.
And then can we talk about this dumbass hat, please? Why in the hell is this hat even on this man? It's like, what, 10 degrees, negative 30 degrees, whatever the way. This hat ain't doing nothing for warmth.
It's Steve's, man. It's style.
Yeah, that's style. Yeah. And that's his hat.
Covered.
They try to get people to wear this hat all the time. I mean, people are actually probably wearing this hat these days.
Looking goofy as fuck.
Yes.
Goofy as shit.
Dumb as hell. I hate this hat. Every time I look at it, I'm like, why has this man got this hat on?
Well, when they introduce the building, they end up hollering, hey, is anybody here? And then no one answers. So they begin to inspect. And they find signs of, like, murder and bloodshed everywhere. There's a bloody axe in the wall. Everything is completely frozen. So this has been like this for a while. And the doctor ends up finding blood on the ground. And he trails it to a body where it seems someone has cut their own wrists. And before the blood could even hit the ground, it is frozen. But somehow this same guy has cut his own throat.
To the bone.
Yes.
Pretty wide.
How did he do this? So obviously this guy had to be murdered, or maybe it was just a double tap by somebody else to make sure he was dead. But that cut in the throat is real deep. McCready and Doc, and they look deeper into the facility where Doc finds some Norwegian paperwork that he takes with him. He tells McCready, there might be something useful on here. And McCready finds a room with some kind of chiseled out coffin or something. It looked like something used to be inside of an ice coffin or something. That's the best way to explain it. It's just something was inside here.
So when logically from my brain, you see this whole place is blown up, which I don't know how there's any structure left. If it's blown up or burnt to the ground, how is there any structure? But besides that, how is this ice coffin thing still fully intact? You would think that some sort of fire would have gotten to that area and would have partially melted and then refroze. But the ice coffin is fully intact.
Well, I imagine it's some kind of permafrost, that ice that's been around for 10,000 years, just throwing a flamethrower on it ain't going to melt it instantly. So that's my only explanation for that.
Yeah, because as they're going through, there's stuff that's not burnt. There's stuff that's not blown up. So it's like, I think at least the stuff that's around the ice coffin thing is still pretty much intact. It's just like a wall or something that's knocked down. So it should be fine.
Looks like it's in a garage or something. But their thought is that they could have found some kind of fossil or some kind of animal inside this thing. They don't really know until they go outside and check out the burn pile. And inside the burn pile is some kind of chopped up animal human centipede remain type creature.
Double human thing.
Yeah, because it had two faces,
Science
right?
Experiment type. I don't know.
A grotesque amalgamation of whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give it to the special effects guys because it looks pretty crazy, man.
The set design, they really pull you in. From 1982?
Yeah, man. That's cool.
Well, they didn't really have a choice, man. They had to do the hard work to make these movies look good. They didn't have the cheap way out of CGI, which I appreciate these more practical effects than the CGI because I don't know, man. It just looks more and feels more realistic. Yeah, I like the practical over the CGI.
Right. I think I'm the same way. It's just, man, you can go the cheap way and everything looks horrible. I was watching some bull crap, bro. They was trying to get somebody to fly, and you could just tell. You just tell the CGI just oh my god, they had little fake wings. What, didn't they have a X-Men movie where the dude had horrible CGI wings?
I don't know. I thought Angels looked pretty good in X-Men 3. I thought Angel looked pretty good.
You might be thinking about the which one was it? One of the newer ones.
Oh,
First Class or
Future
Past, one of those.
They had to be Days of Future Past. X-Men First Class is pretty good.
And they kept going. What was the other one?
Dark Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah, they probably.
Yeah, you watched all those. You enjoyed them. Well, after discovering that body, McCready and Doc end up landing back at camp at home base, and we see the dog looking out the window at them, watching them land, like just keeping an eye on the situation. It's just kind of weird.
When you see something attached to the landing gears.
Yeah, they brought that mask.
Yeah, they brought it back.
Why in the hell would they?
It was the thing, though. I don't recall him saying anything about bringing it back. I thought he just said cover it up or bury it or something like that.
He said get the shovel.
I guess to dig him out of the hole.
Burying it and just...
I thought they were going to hit it with a shovel, just make sure it's dead.
I mean, eventually, this is a horrible decision.
100%. I would have left that shit where it was. I probably would have already burnt it further.
But also, this is a good decision at the same time. Because at the end, they have all the stuff they need to make sure this thing don't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they all fucking die. That's how it doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Well,
but this thing, if it would have froze and somebody else would have got it, then...
But logically, with your logic, they only brought one corpse back. There was a pile of corpses. So any of those corpses could have been the things.
Burnt. This is the only one that's not burnt. The other ones was...
And actually, with Grizz's point, to save time and money, why get the separate toilet paper wrapper rolls and just get one big one? One big toilet paper roll. Because that's what they did. Instead of grabbing the separate bodies, they just grabbed one big nasty one.
don't know what this is. Yeah. So
saving time and money.
So any of them could have been whatever the creature is. I don't know. Like
at the core, this is a United States Science Research Station, so they are all kind of like naturally curious, I guess. Even though it's yeah.
That's true.
Given the Prometheus scientist effect.
And to Atlas's point, Gary does give the order to Blair to do an autopsy on the creature. And while Gary wakes up Palmer, who is supposed to be calling for help, he's over here sleeping at the radio station. Dr. Copper. Is it Cooper?
Cooper,
I think.
Cooper.
Is it 1P or 2Ps?
Okay,
it's 2Ps.
I think it's Copper.
Oh, it's Copper.
Okay, the Dr. Copper's the one doctor, and then Blair's the other one. Dr. Copper, he's the one doing the autopsy on the Norwegian man, and he says that everything's normal. There's no drugs, no alcohol, no nothing. While the other doc, Blair, is examining the human centipede creature thing.
So I get they are wearing gloves, but they don't know what this thing is. Why are they not fully prepared? Like, why are they not wearing a mask? They don't know what the fuck this is. They don't know if they open it up and something can, like, air, what is it? When something disease that's spread through the air.
Bloodborne pathogen.
Yeah, they don't know any of that. So if I was the doctor, I would have been, I don't know if they have full suits, but at least wear a damn mask.
This is 1982. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't wear condoms when they had You motherfuckers wasn't wearing condoms during the AIDS epidemic. They didn't give a fuck. They was smoking unfiltered cigarettes.
Yeah, damn.
They didn't give a fuck, bro.
I mean, I guess, okay, with being that time, it does make sense. But if I was in that position, would definitely wear protectiveness.
No safety precautions at all in 1982.
Well, Blair says that some things are normal about this human centipede creature thing. It has normal set of internal organs. He doesn't mention that the thing has 2 damn heads on it.
I believe it is. I think it would have. I don't know. Like it semi-split. Like
it was trying to, like a cell dividing. But later on that evening, we see the group relaxing, and 2 guys are watching The Price is Right on an old cassette tape. And this gives me the idea that they don't have internet, no internet access, no television access. So they're watching old stuff on VHSs.
82, I don't think anybody had commercial internet. I believe that was
Shit.
well, actually, that's something they probably would have been on this research station.
They should, but
maybe, but I guess
maybe not for entertainment purposes. Well, Palmer lights up what seems to be a blunt, so we know these guys get down. And the other crew members are in the game room playing pool and poker and having all kind of fun. And that dog comes in, and it actually scares George, the guy who had got shot. And he yells at Clark. So I assume Clark is the dog wrangler. You know, he's supposed to take care of all the dogs. And he tells him, hey, put this damn thing with the other dog.
He definitely seemed very dramatic when the dog went under. Like, I get it, his leg got shot, so it was probably painful. But also, he jumped so hard. It was so dramatic about it.
What's up with Clark, though? He got autism or something? Because he ain't showing it.
That's likely. And, the dogs are his kind of thing, his solace kind of.
Yeah, he probably relates more to the dogs than humans.
To him, obviously.
But also, pause on that. When he let the dog out, he doesn't have the dog on a leash. Like, he has nothing. The dog's just following him. This is supposed to be a wild-ass animal. How in the hell is this dog just calmly?
Yeah.
Wild.
You're stuck on this dog being wild, but this could have come from the Norwegian camp as a husky that's pulling their sleds or whatever.
Okay, with even it just being a sled dog, it's never met these people before. They're not just going to randomly follow someone else.
That's a working dog.
That's a working dog. They know what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, he want to work.
Oh, look, I'm trying to figure out who was the first person that this thing took over. Because
who did it kiss?
Yeah.
Who was it in the room with?
Well, I don't know. It's the one that was in the room, and then dude, like turned towards it. Dude didn't have a beard, so I'm looking for the person that doesn't have a beard.
That's true.
That has the haircut.
Curly hair. Yeah.
So that's what it's going to be.
Clark ends up taking the dog into the pen, and the dog enters real slowly, real worry-like. Clark closes the gate and leaves, and the other dogs just start riling and growling at this new one.
This drives me nuts.
And the new one sits down and he starts to transform, losing its skin on its face, gaining these spider-like legs. The other dogs are freaking out, biting on the crate and cages, trying to get the hell out. And this thing just starts spraying nasty fluids on them. It's a sick, nasty thing, just a pile of...
So how in the hell you just gonna, not saying wild dog, but how you gonna put a random dog with other dogs?
It's the only place they can put it.
Like, that's so stupid. Why is this dog anywhere near anybody? Put it by itself.
It looks like they only have maybe one kennel, but my thing at this point is he put the dog in there. It was probably like a minute or two at most
Not
before
even
the dog
that.
started going crazy, and he waited probably at least another. It was almost he got there like 5 minutes later. It was just like, what are they barking about? And it looks like they've been barking since like just a few seconds after you put the dog in there. Like you didn't find anything.
Yeah, well, he hears the commotion. Clark comes back, and he opens up the pen, and two dogs jump out at him, and then they escape. They get the fuck out of there. And he's looking inside, and he sees this nasty-ass tentacle thing, and he ends up closing the gate. And I would have figured he would have hit the alarm, but McCready, who is going to the kitchen to get a snack, he hears the commotion, and he immediately pulls the alarm.
I feel like he's the only smart one.
He pulls the fire alarm.
Well, yeah.
Which alerts the whole crew, and he goes to Clark to see what's going on. He brings his shotgun.
Well, when the dog jumped out, did it look like he was thrown out? Because when I seen that, I was like, did this dog just get tossed out?
It's awesome. It's like tossing huskies.
Yeah, one of those producers threw a fucking dog at
Well, McCready and the crew end up going to the dog pen area, and they're seeing this monstrosity, and it's transforming more. And dude, it is just a nasty ass scene. They did a great job on the effects here, and this thing is it's nasty.
It gives you it's uneasy to look at this.
Yeah, it starts using its tendrils to grab what's left of the other dogs, and when it does, the guys just start shooting. And McCready actually hits one of the dogs that is in the chest that's being grabbed, and Clark tries to stop him from shooting. He's like, "No, my dogs!"
I don't get that. Like, the dog is already, it's suffering. Why in the hell is he going to stop? Like, getting shot by a shotgun would be a less suffering death than being strangled to death and whatever the fuck juice is all over him.
Well, this gives the creature an opportunity to transform even more, and it finds a crack in the ceiling where it tries to escape.
So to me, when it looked like that, it looked like part of it did escape.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought a little bit of it did get out of there because it reached up and they're just looking at it like.
And it looks like it escapes, but they didn't do nothing about it.
Or something,
but McCready did request a flamethrower, and that's when Childs shows up with said flamethrower, looking at this huge, nasty ass metamorphosis blob creature, and it looks back at him and it starts to, launch this skin tag at him, and he just flames it up, roasts that sucker alive.
Now, honestly, guys, if you see something like that, whether it's inside or outside, do you put out the flames immediately like these motherfuckers?
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was. I was like, what? Why would you immediately extinguish this monstrosity that you?
I would let that shit turn to ash. Mm-hmm. Then I would start.
You probably would have burned down the whole facility. Yeah, so you got to think about that.
That's fine. And then also, it's a possibility of it going up on the other levels. They should have immediately searched all of the levels. They should have immediately burnt everything. It doesn't matter what they're doing autopsy-wise. They should have taken all that out and just burnt it. That is exactly what I would have done. Just burn it all.
So it's not Wilford Brimley.
Well, the next morning, Dr. Blair is doing an autopsy on the creature, and he finds that this organism tries to imitate others. And in attacking the dogs, it tried to imitate them. He believes that the creature was in the process of imitating the dogs when they interrupted. And so the doc, Blair and Clark, go to the surviving dogs, and they try to take some blood from them, just to get a little analysis here. And he asks Clark, if he's noticed anything weird about the dog. And then he finds out that the dog was not put into the kennel until the night before. And he asks Clark, how long was you alone with that dog?
So my thing is, he does specifically say that the creature imitates. So if they burnt the creature inside the pen and killed the dogs, imitation is still just one creature, correct? So once they burnt it, there shouldn't be any more.
Well,
unless it's already taken over somebody else, or that one on the floor.
We noticed that there's a guy with no beard with curly hair in one of these other scenes that the dog was close to.
Correct.
At least.
So it should at least be one other.
Whatever piece of it that escaped through the ceiling on that one
that we've
scene
seen, it doesn't really confirm that it was or not because they didn't go searching.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like throughout the whole entire thing, I'm like, I get it. It does take over other things, but if they kill it, it's still just one creature. It should be dead.
I feel like nobody really understood what Blair was talking about because he caught on real fast. Once he did the autopsy, he's like, this thing imitates people, and he was asking Clark how long was he alone with that dog. He was getting on it. He was like, all right, this thing be copying people. It could probably copy humans. Clark, how long were you alone with that dog? And he didn't want to raise no suspicions of pissing off Clark or something, or this alien.
Which is stupid.
Because if the alien finds out it's threatened, it'll probably kill. So he did a good job backing off on the questioning. He was like, no, nothing. Just want to know how long you was alone with the dog, that's all. So Blair's pretty smart. I give him a little credit right there.
But I also notate that I noticed when they were drawing the blood from the dogs, they didn't obviously do the research because just the same as humans, you have to put a bandage over it or it's still going to be bleeding freely. So I noticed that and I was like, oh, hold on, I gotta do notes. They didn't do their research because they just pulled the blood and just let it alone. I'm like, you would have easily seen a whole bunch of blood coming out of that vein.
These is 80s dogs. They tough. Them tough dogs. Well, the crew ends up watching an old video from the Norwegian camp where the Norwegian people have discovered something buried in the ice. And they are using thermite to blow it up. So McCready gets the idea to let's go in the helicopter and let's go fly to where they were blowing up whatever this was.
I guess they're not concerned about the weather anymore?
It must have changed. Yeah, next day. So McCready, Doc, and Vance end up making it to where they blew up the ice and discover some kind of spacecraft in the ice. And they end up rappelling down to investigate more. And McCready asks, how long do you think that this ship has been down here? And Vance, who I guess is the ice expert, he says that no less than 100,000 years the ice is.
So
long time ago. Long time ago.
I did want to question because, one, when they were scaling down, there's no structures around the ice. So what the hell are they attaching the cables to for them to propel down?
Snow.
So they just do like a crevice and they'll hold the weight?
I'm Bag Rose, and what you want to do?
Oh my gosh. And then the second point, I don't know if y'all have noticed or I just didn't really pay attention. When they scaled down, it looked like the guy with the goofy-ass hat was the one that stayed up at top. But then the next scene when he was scaling down, he was the one that went down and the other guy was at the top. So maybe I didn't see it right?
I don't know, but to answer your question about the ice, there's plenty of tactics they could have used. They could have driven spikes into the ice. They could have hooked something up to the helicopter. But also, speaking of Bear Grylls, he taught in one episode where you can dig a U shape into the ice and deep enough where you can hook your rappel cord around it.
It will not move.
Yeah,
that's wild.
And you can rappel down.
Man, Bush is wild.
With big ass, they're not. I don't know. I said they're big, but I mean, I'm gonna be surprised that would hold. I definitely won't.
Well, then you got to drink your own pee.
The only way to survive.
Eat a couple bugs, and you'll be good.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, they also they find a small plot dug out of the ice in the same size as that tomb that they found earlier at the Norwegian camp.
Never mind. He did go down.
And back at camp, they tell them what they found. And they assume that their creature crawled out and froze in the ice and was thawed out by the Norwegians. So whatever landed in the spacecraft may have attacked the crew, which is why the spacecraft crashed. So we got like two sets of aliens here. The ones that were just minding their business, flying along.
Right, yeah.
And then the one that imitated them, made them crash on Earth. That's the one that survived, crawled out of the ship, ended up freezing to death, and then the Norwegians found it, brought it back to the camp. It thawed out, started attacking them.
Is this that zombie virus they're talking about they found in Antarctica last year? Is that what this is?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is the thing.
Do you think the Norwegians, this could have been their research, or do they just happen to blow this up and like, holy shit, there's a ship here, let's keep digging?
I think they noticed something in the ice.
Yeah, I believe their research might have been something else, and then they found this thing.
Oh, I do have it in here. They are researching some kind of weather phenomenon, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before. Not too sure. But they asked Blair what he thinks, and we see him watching a video of the dog's cells being taken over by this alien cell and copied. It's on like this old, I don't know, 8-bit TV thing he's watching.
The biggest damn computer in the world.
Yeah. But I guess he puts this in some kind of statistics computer or AI system back in the day that they assumed they had or didn't have.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't know how he got this information unless he just, I don't know how he did this.
Because there's a back and forth between it, like it was AI or something. Like there's a search engine like Google or something in there. So it's like he would type something in like what was it?
I have what it stated after. I don't know what he wrote it in.
He wrote something in and then it stated something else, and it's like
27,000 or 27,000 hours. The world.
If it would get to civilization.
Yeah. Yep.
So this is what I have.
No one in there had that shit back in the day.
If it were to get to civilization, it would be, I believe, global population would have been full assimilation in just under 4 years.
Yeah, 27,000 hours.
And
yep.
at the time, there were 4.6 billion people in 1982. We now have 7 something. So today, at that same rate, it would probably take
2 days,
just under 6 years to.
Oh no!
But that's even with all the fighting. I mean, his simulation here didn't account for us actually trying to fight back and people smartening up, but. Yeah, today it would probably be worse because we would just be recording it
and
recording. We would be
making content out of it. Hey, look at it! It's assimilating the dog right here.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit would have taken if it was on that bus. That motherfucker would have taken it because we wasn't doing shit about nothing. We were just
videoing.
As hard as it was to get people to wear masks, do you think you could protect population from the thing? It would have taken over. First off, it would have taken over all the goofy ass. Why are you wearing a mask? I'm not a sheep. It would have got them motherfuckers first. And then they would have went home and got their family members, and then God, it would have got everybody.
Well, did you also see that he started talking about voodoo. Voodoo does not have anything to do with aliens.
Yeah, we've seen that in Child's Play.
I think it was just like slang, I guess. Just where he was like Biden's favorite word, malarkey. I don't want to hear that malarkey. I don't want to hear this,
Well, Blair ends up asking some people to help him move some stuff into the storeroom. While he is moving his stuff out of the storeroom, Fuchs comes and wants to talk about something important to McCready, and that leaves Bennings and Palmer to finish closing up the whatever's left in the storeroom. And Bennings, who is George Bennings, who is the one who's got shot, he wants to keep looking for something in the storeroom, while Palmer decides he wants, I'm gonna head on out. I'm gonna go take this over here. I'll come back. He's like, go ahead. Bennings like, yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna finish looking for something.
Is this before or after the guy comes in with? He's like, somebody threw these dirty drawers in the kitchen and threw that in the trash.
Yeah, that already happened.
Okay, because I had the notes and I was like, dang, did we skip that over?
No, I mean somebody already turned.
So...
Well, Bennings and Palmer...
Yeah, Palmer.
Are that Windows?
Windows is the one with the glasses. Yeah.
Windows. So Bennings and Windows carry the centipede thing into the storeroom to store it.
I thought that was Windows.
No, that's Fuchs.
Windows is the curly-haired dude with the glasses.
Windows takes a look at this nasty-ass thing and covers it back up. And he goes to talk to Bennings, and while he's doing so, we see the covers move a little bit.
Well, everybody knows that this thing imitates, correct? Like, Blair told everybody that it can imitate.
Yeah.
So why is this fool touching anything? Going near it?
Well, I mean, it's already dead. You would assume that this thing is done for.
It's a fucking alien. You never know anything.
You may be right. Fuchs gets McCready alone, and he ends up telling McCready that the dog is acting weird. He's like, why? It's because he read some reports on how the alien imitates people, and that when Palmer comes back, Windows comes back into the room to check on Bennings. Hey, you ready, man? He sees the creature attacking Bennings. It's got him wrapped up, choking him out. Somehow he's already butt naked. There's blood everywhere. I don't know what's going on. So Windows runs to tell McCready, and then when they get back to the room, he's gone. And he's like, yeah, I swear to God, it was something out here. Something was attacking him. I swear to God, it was. Well, they end up looking out the window, and they see Bennings running outside. So they try to go and stop him, and he drops to his knees, and they see that they caught the creature before his transformation was complete, because he's got these, I don't know, these like crab, crawdad, cicada-like hands.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, like, they really don't tell you how long it takes for this thing to completely take you over. Because the dog, it seemed like it took forever. Mm-hmm. Right?
Well, maybe that's because he was doing multiple dogs. Maybe since it's only Bennings, he was just killing him and he was copying him. He was almost complete.
Yeah, it was almost complete. It's like you through the face, you couldn't tell. The voice, whenever it screamed, you was like, oh, something fucking weird about this. But then the hand was like, there was a dead giveaway.
Here's another key scene right here with Fuchs talking to McCready with the notes that he found from the Norwegian team, where you were saying, why would they just put it in the storage shed or whatever, even when it looks dead. So they've been carrying it around for a little while, but then he reads that note like, yeah, if it's not fully burned or even after it's dead, then it can still do some things.
Okay. So with that, so McCready at least learned something right there.
So I'm getting lost with the whole imitation thing. When you said it was taking over his body and he killed him, so to me, when you imitate someone, you are still yourself. Like, it's still your body, but you transform yourself to be the person. But it seems like the creature is taking over that body. Which one is it?
It's absorbing him and becoming him.
Okay.
It's imitating him.
Okay.
Copying him.
Okay.
It didn't have time to do that, so he runs outside and drops to his knees, and they're like, stand back. It's not Bennings. And the thing looks up at him and lets out this nasty, weird-ass alien scream roar thing, and they're just looking at it. I don't know. I wonder what they would have done if they just let this thing just sit there and look at it all stupid, roaring and shit.
Probably would have taken over everybody else right then and there.
I mean, I don't know. It didn't transform anymore, and I guess they really didn't give it time to, because McCready dropped this barrel of gasoline, and he just, I don't know, the creature just sits there, not transforming any more and more dangerous, lets the oil get around him, and McCready just tosses a flare on his ass. Burns him alive.
The handling of, flammables and combustibles and explosives in this entire movie was a little careless to me.
They didn't have any SOSs on safety.
We're going to talk about a later part, I'm sure, but it was kind of like, wait a minute, sir.
So the creature had legs. He was able to run outside. I'm curious to know why it didn't run more when he was surrounded. Like, is there not any survival instincts in this thing?
It might have been a part where it has a vulnerability kind of in its assimilation or whatever. So until it's fully...
I feel like, how would it get somebody's personality down, you know?
I think it's copying that brain. Because the video showed us, it'll run into a cell, strike it, and then kill it, but copy it. So it'll know all your memories and stuff. It'll act just like you.
I think the thing is about it doesn't actually fully get you down. That's why there might, like what you saw with the dog early on.
Some things are off.
It's a little bit off. Like you're going to find, and then they kind of all become to get on edge and paranoid and stuff. So it's kind of, you're not thinking clearly on who's who or what's different about them. And so. At
least they found the weakness for this thing pretty damn early. And it's fucking fire.
It seems like they might not, I don't know how long they've been working together. It has to have been a while at least, but they seemingly don't know a whole lot about each other, nor do they all seem like they're friends or anything like that. So, if somebody...
They just roast his ass, boy. If you acting weird, they're going to roast your ass. Well, they end up using a bulldozer to build some kind of fire pit, and they end up pouring more gasoline on that little centipede body and George's body, and they end up roasting that sucker alive.
But is the fire truly its weakness? Because
when
even
they let
said,
it burn all the way.
well, that's true. But they were saying that, like, Mac was told that they found active cells even in the burnt bodies. So I'm curious, even if you burn it to ash, like, is it still have some sort of active?
No, ain't nothing.
I don't think it was some ash because the thing that they brought in wasn't burnt all the way. It was dead, but I think it was like frozen still, kind of. And once it started thawing out, then that's when the active cell came out and started running up.
Well, Fuchs is he's concerned about Blair for whatever reason, and McCready they're done with the burn pile, so he's taking his flamethrower and about to go back in, and he actually sees Blair running from the helicopter with an axe.
Do we know it's Blair? Because he was covered up. You couldn't really see.
No, you can tell who is by their body language.
And what happens after?
What leads up to it.
Well, yeah, let's get to that right now.
And then there was a flashlight on the helicopter, and he just picked it up and turned on. It's supposed to be super fucking cold. Is that thing even going to be working?
I don't know. How do you even find a damn flashlight? It was sitting on top
It was just sitting there. Yeah.
Like he put it there.
And it seems that Blair had destroyed the helicopter. It cannot fly anymore. He just destroyed the instrument panel, axed it up. You know, he asked it if it could fly anymore, and it can't. It's done. And so McCready runs inside because he hears a gunshot. And he runs inside to discover that Blair is ranting and raving with a gun, saying that he'll kill them all. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he's like, hey, this thing copies you, and you ain't going to copy me. I'm going to kill you, blah, blah, blah. I got diabetes.
Yep. Definitely panicking. But why didn't he just have a communication? Like, why didn't he communicate with somebody?
Why did he break like this so easily, so early when you're the only one that ran that simulation and has this knowledge at this point? Everybody else kind of knows a little bit about it, but they don't know.
I don't think he trusts him, man. I think he don't know who is it's already infected.
I feel like we're leaving something out. Like if he had sat down and said, you know, hey, this is the case, and then people were apprehensive too, like, we don't need to leave, and I don't know who's who, and then we get to this scene. Like, maybe it was edited out.
And then also, is he destroying everything so the creature doesn't have a way of getting out, like all that technology?
Okay. That's what he's doing. Because he don't trust them. He don't know who's the alien, who's doing what. So he's disrupting any communication to the outside. No calling for help. No way to transport yourself out of here. Whoever's in here is going to be in here.
Yeah, there's definitely many steps that could have been taken before this.
Yeah, he is. You know, he don't trust nobody. He don't know who's who, like I said, and can't let nobody get out, man. I guess he's making the ultimate sacrifice for Earth. Because one of these suckers gets out. Well, Childs ends up trying to talk to him. He's like, hey, man, just take it easy, man.
He almost got his ass.
Yeah.
He nearly shot him.
Blair turns around with that gun. He's like, I'll kill you.
Runs out and then throws it out a door.
He shoots and runs out of bullets, and he's like, fuck it, take the gun too, goddammit.
Knowing 1982, they probably actually shot it at that motherfucker.
Probably. But also, he threw the axe down after he got done destroying the technology, and then he shot, then threw the gun. But then, what was it, Mac that came in with the table? He immediately grabbed the axe and had it. He was not that close. Like, he was nowhere near that axe to be able to pick it up real quick and axe the table.
McCready kind of felt some type of way about that because he gave him a two-piece real fast.
Man, McCready, he developed a plan with his little table to run in on him. He hit the table with the axe. It didn't stop McCready. McCready put him down. And then they end up carrying Blair outside to, I guess, it was a tool shed or something.
Yeah.
And they end up locking his ass inside there.
This doesn't make sense. It's a tool shed. There's no heat in there. It's how cold? So he would have frozen to death. He would have died.
Well, Dr. Copper takes some of his blood before he leaves, and Blair tells McCready to watch Clark.
Hold on, pause. Did he take blood or did he inject it?
Oh, he injected something.
Oh, yeah. I believe he shot him with morphine.
Morphine, okay, to calm him down. Okay. My bad. I guess we ain't at the blood part yet. So he did inject morphine into Blair to calm him down, let him relax a little bit. And Blair tells McCready he doesn't know who to trust. And he tells him to watch Clark. You know, you watch him. You just watch Clark.
Who was Clark?
The dog.
That's the dog guy.
The one that y'all like, autism.
Yeah, you know something wrong with him, man. He loved dogs too much.
I was making an assumption.
I think he just taught it.
But at this...
Wait, what you were saying from the beginning? Is Clark the one the dog came up and was licking in the mouth? And from the get-go? So.
Yes.
Well, the team, we learn, is completely cut off now from the outside world, and the plan is to hold out until spring. So Childs asks if there's a way to tell the difference between an imitation and the real thing. And the Dr. Carper says that he wants to do a blood analysis test. He thinks that'll determine, who's who. Mm-hmm. And so they go to where they keep the blood, and somebody has already stabbed holes in all of the blood.
So I feel like they made a big deal out of this, which it's a big deal. Mm-hmm. It's sabotage. But if they just need blood, there's tons of blood there. All they had to do is grab a syringe and syringe that shit up. It was not that big of a deal.
Well, the question is, would that test have worked? How long ago was that blood taken? Does it matter now? There was no alien back then whenever they took that blood, so...
Well, actually, I don't think they took that blood.
Refrigerated.
Yeah, it's the refrigerated blood.
Like it was in cold storage, and it kind of looked like it wasn't just holes. It looked like somebody had
it sliced
cut the power to the fridge too as well. So
I don't know. I feel like it was like emergency blood in case somebody lost an arm or something and they needed blood. It was just like Red Cross blood, something like that. But as everybody going there. Like, you think that it was somebody that was in that circle. So those are the first people that you would really test. Mm-hmm. Is that you were there, you were there, you were there. Everybody else wasn't. So it's got to be one of us, right? Mm-hmm. And then somehow test those people.
Well, that's what they're trying to figure out. They're trying to figure out who had access to the blood. And it was Dr. Carper and Gary who had the other key. That's what they're trying to say, who sabotaged the blood, and then they end up arguing and fighting over who had access to the refrigerator. And Palmer takes off running into...
No, it was Windows.
God dang it, it's Windows.
Yeah, Windows was
Windows and Palmer, they got that curly fucking hair, the white people, they look like this.
But why was he noticed in the first place? Like, they were arguing between each other. Windows is a insignificant person in this moment in time. He didn't have access to the refrigerator, so why was he running away even noticed?
Because he a goofball. I mean, once somebody goes running off, you're like, hey, either he's an alien or he's going to get something to hurt us. And that's exactly what he did. He ran down the hallway, busted open a gun safe, grabbed a rifle. But before he could even get that thing off, Gary was down there and puts that gun on him.
I think it's actually at this point that Windows is probably the smartest dude in the room. Well, where he's like, I'm not buying any of this that y'all talking about. So
I'm going to shoot y'all.
I'm going to go down this hallway. Go grab these rifles and one of y'all finna get it because I will not be next to be assimilated and be the thing and whatnot.
Yeah. He was trying to get ready, but we know old Eagle Eye Gary, boy. He was gonna put that pistol to him. If he can hit a guy from a broken window, he's for sure gonna knock Windows' head off right here. Gary ends up putting the gun on old Windows here, and he tells him to drop that motherfucker. And he does. He don't want to get shot, so he ends up dropping it.
Is Gary supposed to be the person in charge? Because I feel like...
So, yeah, he's the...
captain.
Kind of, the captain, chief of the station or whatever.
Because I'm kind of... He doesn't seem to be the person. Like, he doesn't act. And not a lot of people go to him like people are going to Magritte or whatever. I always call him Mac. To that guy. He always seemed like he was the more important person.
That's because he's the star.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the background.
Well, Gary, after he gets Windows to drop his gun, turns the gun on everybody else. But he does tell him, hey, maybe you guys have lost trust in me because I did have access to that, but maybe I'll feel better if somebody else was the leader of this group. And so they kind of non-vocally established that McCready has he's the most well-tempered. Before
that, though, Clark specifically said... Childs will not be the person in charge. Why the hell is Clark so against Childs? Is he slick racist? Like, what's happening?
Listen,
Clark, knife on him and everything, bro. Come on,
say, man, Clark ain't right, big dog.
I think it looks like Childs is more like he just like you said, he ain't the most level-headed dude there or whatever. He kind of had like a knee-jerk reaction to almost everything in this movie or whatever, which like it did make him also one of the the smarter characters or whatever too. This time it did. Maybe not before, but yeah, when we talking about a creature from another somewhere that can assimilate in
I don't know. That was
less than a whole day. Yeah, you're warranted for knee-jerk reactions.
Well, they end up establishing McCready as the leader, and they decide to take all the blood, what was left of it, outside into a pile and burn it up.
Why?
Yeah, I don't get why. Like,
I mean, once that creature touches whatever it is, I guess it becomes infected. So,
but does that mean that they're like tallying up the blood that's already on the floor that's pulled down? Because those blood bags are empty. So, if they're doing that, are they cleaning up that blood that's on the floor and burning those rags?
Probably.
We don't know.
Well, they take the blood outside, they burn it, and McCready says that the thing wants to hide among us. And if it's one of y'all, if it's all of y'all, they would have attacked him already. And so he wants to he has an idea to test to see who is who, a little blood test. And this reminds me of that game Among Us.
Among Us.
Yeah, I think this is where
I believe that's what the whole game is based off of.
Yes.
This movie.
Yes, for sure, because this is exactly it. One of y'all got to hide between the rest of them. Somebody's an alien.
Wait for them to get a
murderer
by themselves, kill them, and then be like, I seen him next to McCready. I seen him next to Windows.
Well, is that truly his name? Because when you do the subtitles,
it's MacReady.
Yeah,
but
they call him McCready.
Oh,
McCready says that there's a storm hitting him in 6 hours, and he also he tells him to keep Gary, Clark, and Copper separated from the rest of the group,
which is smart.
Yep.
Well, they shoot him with morphine, but it looked like they only shot one with morphine, and he immediately knocked the fuck out, while the other two are still wide awake.
Yeah, well, he go get the rest of them. They feeling good. But McCready starts recording his own little audio log here about everything that's been going on.
Is it smart that he's still drinking alcohol? Doesn't seem smart.
Well, he says that nobody can trust anybody now, and that the storm has been hitting them for 48 hours. He just said that the storm was going to be coming in 6 hours, and now it's already been hitting them for 48 hours. What the hell is going on? How long has it been?
There's another storm?
Yeah, they don't have no subtitles.
A lot of stuff is going on so far, so a little bit of stress, a lot of stuff is going on so far. So I would hope that
I mean, at least put some subtitles.
A sip or two, a little taste.
Mm-hmm.
Put some subtitles on to be like 48 hours later. Well, this storm has been hitting us for 48 hours. Okay, cool.
Yeah. He did not say that earlier. That motherfucker was about to come in 6 hours, but it was already been here.
And then also, how long has it been? Because he's made a comment where he hasn't slept in days, like the whole entire time. No sleep at all. So I feel like in this time frame, it's only been a day. It's only been 24 hours.
Hey, no sleep till Brooklyn. Well, McCready ends up finding... McCready ends up finding Fuchs, and he's a little freaked out when he walks in, but he asks him if he found any ideas for this thing. And Fuchs says that this thing can take someone over with the smallest little organism. So, like, if you were to be cut and this thing got into your blood, it could take you over. And Fuchs is doing his research, and the light slowly fades and ends up going out.
Well, he made a comment that it'd be smart for everybody to prepare their own meals and eat out of cans. So it seems like someone's making some sort of precaution.
Yeah, they're
trying to.
They are learning. But like I said, the lights go out, and so Fuchs ends up lighting a candle to trying to get some light in here, and he's going to walk out of the room to see what's going on. Before he gets to the hallway, someone crosses the doorway.
Who is it?
I don't know. Fuchs is like, hey, and they don't answer. They keep going. So instead of going to get the rest of the group, Fuchs is like, I'm going to follow you.
Which seems stupid.
Yeah,
like,
so
why
Fuchs gets his
not?
jacket on, lights a flare, runs outside at night in the Arctic. Do you know how cold it is out there?
I already
Arctic
researched.
At night? He ain't even zipped up all the way.
Or have a hat on.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I've been to Maine at negative 24 degrees.
That sounds terrible.
It was the worst pain. It's horrible, bro. Because your face gets stuck if it's not covered, dude.
Well, McCready's asking everybody if they've seen Fuchs, because somebody blew a fuse in the lab. He starts to go looking for him. So he creates two separate teams to do the search, And McCready goes out to the tool shed and asks Blair if he's seen Fuchs. We see Blair inside the tool shed still, but there's a noose in there with him. Where the hell did that noose come from? Did Blair make this to try to kill himself? Did someone come in there and fuck with Blair before?
Right, yeah. I noticed that too. I was like, wait a minute, where did this noose come from? And I was kind of thinking like he was...
I mean, it could be just like a emergency, like shed for like
emergency
safety.
shed noose?
No, we're talking about a rope.
Oh, I thought you
Gotta create the noose.
I was trying to...
It'd be like rope for people like that fell into something. You need to like pull them out or like, I don't know.
But also, how's it?
I feel like a lot of stuff is in there.
But how in the hell is this fool still alive? It's like you said, at night. It doesn't matter about feeding them. There's no heat. It's a tool shed.
Oh, there's got to be something in there.
There will be no heat. There is no heat. So this fool would have been dead by now.
Well, he's got a nice comfy jacket.
And they're not questioning about the noose whatsoever?
Nope.
And then also,
Ignore
wasn't
that.
he injected with morphine earlier? So he would have been knocked the fuck out.
That was 48 hours ago.
Morphine don't knock you out. Just make you feel good.
Yeah, make you feel...
It's 48 hours ago.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Because they've been in the storm for 48 hours, damn it. Well, Blair ends up asking to come inside. He's like, I was ill before. I'm all better now. Can I come inside? Please, I promise not to hurt anybody.
I got diabetes.
I promise. You got my promise.
Yeah, he's saying that.
You got my word, man.
McCready's like, all right. And he just closes the door on him.
Well, and also before they did this, Palmer was saying how he will not go with Windows. Why is Windows getting...
He getting shit on, ain't he?
They don't trust him.
But why are they
Windows
singling him out?
Windows got an open wound on his head. Could have got into him.
And then also, once again, those three dudes that were sitting on the couch were supposed to be filled with morphine, but only the middle guy was knocked the hell out, while the other two were still
like I said,
awake.
morphine's not a sedative, so it's just relax you. And also, that could be what Palmer's is doing is probably a way for the alien to put the blame on somebody. You can't trust nobody. They end up finding Fuchs outside, but he's already burned up. And McCready's, they're trying to figure out, like, what the hell happened? They think maybe he burned himself because he found the alien or he was infected or something. It was just weird to find him already burned up. Like, what could have happened? He ran outside, found the alien, and just was like, fuck it, I'm going to burn myself.
Yeah, I don't know. But also they found McCready's shirt out there, too, torn up. But no, because it was it Fuchs that went out? It was a green one before.
Yeah, I think didn't it say McCready?
Yeah, but it was done twice because it was later on that somebody was like, "Oh, his shirt was torn up." But in that scene, it was
here,
his.
Before they go back inside, McCready says that him and Knowles are going to go to his shack, and Knowles is like, "Well, why are we going to your shack?" He said, "Because yesterday when I left, I turned the light off." And they look out of the shack, and his light's on, so somebody has been up in there. So him and Knowles go ahead and go on out there while the rest of the crew on the inside decide that they're going to board up the whole place. You know, whatever alien is out there, they're going to make sure that this thing stays out there and can't get back inside.
Where'd all the wood come from? That's a lot of wood.
Yeah,
it's
they was planning on building and renovating, so they decided just to use this wood for keeping warm and burning up and boarding up the place.
Of course.
Well, they end up looking outside and they see Knowles come back. And they open the door for him, and he shows them that torn up shirt with McCready on it. And he was like, we went searching. I found it in his drawer or something. And on the way back, he cut the tow line, which left McCready out there in the middle of nowhere, no way to get back. And he ran back. Knowles ran back to the facility and just left fucking McCready out there.
I guess he assumed that he was the thing, and that was his way of killing him.
And he's trying to convince them that, he...
Once again, Palmer goes after Windows.
Yeah, Palmer goes after Windows, and they've been together the whole time.
Well, yeah.
He just really don't like him.
I guess not.
But while they're fighting amongst themselves, the doorknob starts to turn again. And they think it's McCready outside, and they're asking themselves, he may be it. But Palmer's like, but what if he's not, and we kill somebody? But that's when the doorknob stops, and they end up hearing like some shuffling and breaking the glass somewhere else. They was like, oh, it's the supply room. Well, they have already barred off and boarded up the supply room, so now they have to hurry up and get back in there to see what the hell is in there. And when they finally do, It's goddamn McCready.
Actually, no, you don't have to see what's in there. You already boarded it up, so
yeah, you could have left it just could have left it locked and not have to worry about it. But Childs ends up getting an axe and trying to chop his way through the damn thing, creating these multiple huge holes in the door, which we'll come back to later.
I don't understand the logic. Like if, like you said, it's already boarded.
Sorry, McCready.
And then also, wait, so at that scene, he did holes. So it looked like he kicked down the door. So what was the purpose of axing the top of the door if he just kicked it down?
And look at the door now. Where
Only
are all those
two.
marks at?
Yeah, it was just two.
A little hole in there.
Seems inconsistent.
But when they finally get through the door, they do see McCready in there, and he's lit a flare, and he has the flare to a wick of a whole bundle of dynamite. And he tells him to put down the flamethrowers and get the hell back, because I ain't playing with y'all. You motherfuckers try to kill me, I'm gonna blow everybody up. And so nobody argues with him. They're just like, all right, okay, calm down, man, calm down. And right when McCready's like, where's the other guys at? Knowles and Vance try to capture McCready from behind.
Where did they come from? Through the busted window?
I mean, they might have fallen into the supply window, yeah. And
he didn't hear that?
He ends up fighting them off. And when he does, Vance falls and, like, I guess hits his head or something and starts to go unconscious.
Heart attack or something?
Yeah, I don't know what he does, but yeah, he ends up doing that. And they're like checking on him, like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with him? He's not breathing. And well, McCready says, go untie the doc, check on him.
The doc that has morphine in him?
Listen.
That was 48 hours ago.
But also, like, these are research dudes. Or seriously, the doctor is the only one that knows CPR. Like, he would have already been dead. There's literally nothing that the doctor can do. By the time that they untie the doc, bring him to this table, there's no way that he would have been able to bring back to life with CPR and those little defibrillator things.
My thing is that when they got him on the table, he slapped his stomach or chest real fast. Why the fuck why they do that back then?
Make sure he wasn't faking, man. If he was faking, he'd be like, ow, don't do that.
Fucking do the whole WWE chop.
Well, yeah. Woo. After Dr. Copper gave him that Ric Flair slap, he started, doing the CPR, resuscitation, started doing the compression on his chest, and then he grabs defibrillators.
Did y'all see his face when he did that? He looked like he had to use so much strength just to push some buttons.
Well, Childs tells McCready that, hey, you got to sleep sometime. And McCready says he's a light sleeper. So I guess Childs plans on attacking him later on. Well, Dr. Carper starts shocking Vance, and on the third try, Vance's stomach opens up and bites Copper's arms off.
That looks so bad.
Well, another question is, you're supposed to do the defibrillators on the chest. Why was Dr. Copper on his stomach? He was fucking all up all around. Well, the team start to see this thing bite his arms off and everything, and they go ahead and start burning Vance's body. But the head starts to pull itself off of the body and starts sprouting legs. So they end up burning the body. They don't see this head sliding off. And after they put the fire out of the body, they see this head just crawling around, just trying to escape. And the head looks like, oh, shit, what's up? It reminds me of those damn aliens from Men in Black, man. Because the way it turned and looked at him was like, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. And they roasted that motherfucking head, too.
So the way that I'm thinking about it is, if this creature wouldn't have opened up the stomach and ate the dude's arms and just acted dead, he wouldn't have been fucked up. He wouldn't have died. They would have tried to bring him back to life, but once he's dead, he's dead. They would have been like, oh, poor dude, Vance, he died. He would have been left alone.
Well, maybe this hit some kind of vital part of the alien or something that really did fuck it up. And it was like, had to restart it because, it is an imitation, not the real thing. So its heart might be on the back of his head or something. I don't know. But it did fuck him up. And yeah, that fucking thing started crawling. It's like an upside down head that sprouted legs and the eyes are popping out of it. And it's doing that weird ass scream.
The thing is, they didn't hear that.
I know.
It's just like...
Yeah.
And they turn around, they're like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And they look at it looks at them, and it's like, oh, shit. Just roasted.
And it seems like you don't want to... It's like the ground is too hot. And it's...
This is where I'm glad they finally realized that We don't give a damn about no extinguishment of the fire. Just let it burn.
Just let it keep going. Hell yeah.
Well, McCready comes up with a plan to see who is who. So he ends up tying up most of the crew to make sure ain't nobody going to be fucking around. And while he's doing this, Clark is like, wait a minute, guys. Hey, let's do what Max says. Now, McCready has a revolver. He's got Gary's revolver, and he tells him, don't fuck with me, I'm going to shoot you. And Childs is like, you ain't going to shoot nobody. And then McCready points that gun at him, like, I will shoot you in your head. I don't give a fuck about you. I'm trying to survive. Mm-hmm. And Clark is trying to sweet talk it. It's like, yeah, he's real. He's for real. Yeah. And so when he puts the gun to Child's head, Clark has a scalpel that he intends on stabbing McCready with in the back. And he actually goes for McCready. But McCready sees him at the corner of that eye and pops him.
So does Clark just think that he's the creature, the thing? Like, why is it such a big deal that he wants to tie people up to do this test and just be done with it, to know who's who?
The suspicion that it might have been him, because when Niles came back, it was like, there's no way he could have got back to the station without the guideline or the light.
Yeah, so Niles kind of created that distrust.
Yeah, but Clark wasn't there. So did they hurry up and spread those rumors, or is Clark just automatically making his own suspicions and gonna kill him?
No. I mean, I'm sure time has passed, and we've seen some stuff. You don't get to see people use restroom in movies.
Well,
so there's this assumed bit that they already talked to each other. Like, hey, McCready's an asshole.
I just felt like they could have communicated.
Well, McCready says that they're going to draw everyone's blood and find out who the thing is. And they start using a scalpel, and they're filling these small little glass-like containers with blood.
Petri dish.
Yeah, Petri dish, exactly. And they use the same scalpel without cleaning it off. Like, they cut one guy's fucking finger, and he bleeds into the thing, and then they wipe it on your fucking pants. And they've already told you, Fuchs already said that if the tiniest bit gets inside you, you will become the thing.
So they could have already been...
Yeah, they could have been infected. This is not safe.
But also, they didn't need that big ass. Like, I would assume they just need a couple drops.
Right.
Why they gotta slice the whole pad of the thumb and slice deep?
Hey, we need a lot of blood.
That doesn't make any sense.
But you know what? That's how they cleaned it, man. They wipe it on.
Hate this.
Wipe it on your leg.
Period. When they look at how deep he.
Right underneath
they
the
always
thumbnail.
cut so deep into it, and they just sit there and like, oh, this is fine. And they
no pain, no wincing, no nothing.
Little paper cut, like, man.
I will tell you right here, right now. I got my finger fucked up in a car accident. That shit fucking hurts.
Yeah.
There's no way that there's not a wince or nothing.
Every move, they just so casually, just especially like blood packed.
Blood promise, yeah. Well, McCready heats up a copper coil and he sticks it in the blood that's labeled for Windows. That first determining that he isn't the thing. So he trusts Windows and he gives him a flamethrower and he tells them to watch the others.
That Petri dish is filled halfway. There's no way. Doesn't matter how deep you cut the thumb. There's no way it would be that much blood.
Well, he ends up testing Dr. Copper's blood and determined that he was human. And then he tests Clark's blood, determining that he was human as well.
How in the hell was he not taken over by the thing? He was the one that spent an hour and a half with the thing.
With the dogs, yeah. And that's when Childs was like, well, that makes you a murderer, huh?
Well, no, because the motherfucker was coming after him.
He said, welcome to hell, motherfucker.
Unfazed, he was just like, eh.
Why didn't he test himself first to prove that he's human so everybody would be more on board with him?
Well, he did end up testing himself. And turns out McCready is human, but they were looking kind of, McCready was looking kind of worried before he starts testing Palmer's blood because, if this test doesn't produce any results, everybody's human, and he kind of fucked up. Mm-hmm. So he starts working on Palmer.
Didn't the doc die?
Yeah, he got his arms cut off.
Yep, okay.
And so he decides to test Palmer's blood to see if he is going to be human. And when he does, the damn blood just jumps out the damn Petri dish, man, like, rah! And that's when the jig is up. I guess the cells inside whatever this creature is starts freaking out because it's been discovered, and Palmer starts shaking. and he is tied up to this bench type seating with Gary and Childs, and Niles is a little farther away, but Gary and Childs are right next to this guy, and he just starts shaking and freaking out while McCready is about to roast his ass right next to him, but he couldn't get his flame to stay on.
Yeah, they should have thought about that a little bit better, where they would have had separate chairs.
Yeah, they're freaking out. You're like, God, get me the fuck out of here!
Yeah, you see this shit next to you, bro, you freaking the fuck out, bro.
How did he get out of the ropes?
He's strong.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, just the strength of it.
Windows is dumb as hell.
He tells Windows, roast it. And Windows goes up to shoot it, but he hesitates, and the thing head on Palmer just splits open to this huge mouth and bites Windows, and this horrible ragdoll effect here is just dragging this dude up and down, biting on his face, and McCready finally gets his damn flamethrower to work. The thing tosses Windows through like a wall or some shit, and he just roasts it. He roasts that sucker alive. And the thing is screaming and burning up, and he's just flaming the fuck out of it. And this thing is coming after him, and it walks right through a wall, man. Like this place is supposed to be insulated and secure. And he busts through this wall like motherfucking the Kool-Aid man.
Just a very thin piece of board.
Press board and goddamn plywood.
Yeah, and then
blew him up too.
He crawls. The thing crawls out since it's on fire. It drops to his knees and starts burning. And McCready's like, "Fuck that!" He takes a stick of dynamite, lights it, and throws it at the damn thing, exploding it.
How in the hell is Windows still alive?
And the crew on the inside, they are freaking out. They're like, "Fucking Windows, get him, get Windows." And I do imagine, since this thing, you don't know the bite force of it, so it didn't crush its skull, so he's probably still human, still alive, but he is being infected by whatever that thing is. They just roast his ass.
That's a terrible way of going.
Yeah, he just...
I think, to me, it looks like Windows was infected, because it was almost like everybody saw that. It's like, there ain't no way you...
Oh, he ain't coming back. Yeah, he ain't coming back, but he's like...
That much blood, and then,
he's like in the first part of being bitten by a zombie.
Right, yeah.
But I feel like Mac could have easily shot him. He had the revolver. He could have shot him in the head, and that would have been a lot quicker death than to just burn him alive.
You gotta kill a lot of the cells.
Like I said, yeah.
Well, he could have shot him first and then burned the body, but burning alive like that, there's no empathy in that.
I don't think there was ever a point in this entire movie where they actually just tried to shoot it. I don't think so.
No.
You wouldn't know if the bullets, one bullet or two will work, but yeah.
Well, McCready ends up testing Niles' blood, and it determines that he is human. And the last to test is Childs and Gary. So they end up testing Childs first, and he is human. And Gary, who's the one protesting this whole test in the first place, he didn't want nothing to do with it, which is kind of suspicious. They end up testing him too, and it turns out he is human as well.
So officially, at this point in time, there's only 4 guys left.
5.
Where's the 5th one? Who's the 5th one?
It's the guy in the tool shed.
Oh, Blair. Yes.
Yeah,
Blair. Okay. So I feel like at this point in time, you know 100% that every single one of them are human.
Well.
No?
You know that 4 of them.
I love
4,
I love
yes.
his reaction.
Yes. So at this point in time, those 4 dudes should have stayed together. I would have definitely stuck all 4 guys together. Because if you literally have eyes on every single person beyond the guy that's in the tool shed, you know that they're not turning. Mm-hmm. And then periodically test the blood to make sure that they are still human. I mean, don't do the big-ass gash in every single finger, but...
Well, they untie everyone, and now they're going to give Blair the test. But when they get there, the door is open, and Blair's gone.
Like, that's so stupid. 3 of them went to go look at Blair, and then they left Childs alone. At least do 2 and 2.
Well, as they're walking into the check of the tool shed, they end up, feeling some uneasy footsteps on the floorboards there, and they lift them up to find this tunnel that was dug out. They actually go deeper into the tunnel to find a spacecraft that I guess Blair has been making using the parts from the helicopter.
Okay, I'm so lost on this. 1, did he tunnel that tunnel out himself while he was in the tool shed, or was that already there? And then also, where the fuck is he getting these parts at? Because he couldn't get out of the tool shed because it was locked from the outside. So,
I mean,
and then also, how in the hell he's building a ship? How the hell is he gonna get it out?
He's got the door open somehow, so there's a way for him to get out. That's the only thing I can say. But I don't know how he's gonna fly. I don't know how he's gonna fly. If he gets this thing started, I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do because there's no way to get out.
I'm not so sure that it's supposed to be like a aerial craft or spacecraft kind of thing he's building. It just looks that way, just based off of probably the design or whatever he's used to. It looked very similar to the ship, so the thing, I believe, assimilated. You know what I mean, like the know-how of the other aliens that crash landed. So
because that would be kind of weird.
But it looked like it was just trying to like build some kind of craft to like travel over the land and get to like more people.
Okay, because it would be kind of weird for them to be able to build a spaceship out of helicopter parts.
A little more like a what do they call it? The fan boat kind of thing.
Yeah. Going down to the bayou.
But also, whatever it was, how's he gonna get that? Where is he gonna get it? Is he just gonna tunnel? Does he have a shovel? Like, is this thing okay? So in my head, it's been what, a couple days, potentially a couple days. So does this creature have super speed or something? Because there's no damn way that this creature built a whole entire ship, whatever it is, in 2 days, and also tunneled out.
Yeah,
he would have had to tunnel it out.
It would have already been there. Maybe it was a storage tunnel or something, a little cavern that they used to use or something.
But nobody knew about it.
It had to already been there
because they made it. They acted like they didn't know. They were like, "What the fuck is this?" So if it was already there, why wouldn't everybody know about it?
Well, then again, it may not have been there, and this thing may have done it because we do see later on that this thing is a lot bigger than just human beings.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does dig under tunnels too.
Yeah, so it might have done this. Well, back at the main base, the door is open and Childs is not around. But Knowles ends up see him from the tool shed. He sees him leaving, and then the power goes out. McCready says in 6 hours it will be 100 below, and the alien wants to freeze and go to sleep in the ice. So McCready plans to heat things up a bit. And you know what his plan is? Blow the damn place up. He's going to blow everything up.
Sky.
So when I was researching for the Antarctica, where they're at, negative 100 degrees, they should have done research. That's not... I don't even know if that's even possible. I said the coldest that's ever been there is negative 40. So they didn't do their research very well. The writers, whoever did that part.
Listen, it's going to be cold. It's going to feel like a negative 100, okay?
But then they ain't dressed up like it's that cold.
Hey,
1982.
Negative 100. Ain't that like insta-freeze? Like you done. Your blood freezing, everything freezing. You done.
Ain't absolute zero like 132 below? Something like that?
I don't know. Yeah, dang. You absolutely dead. That's what you're absolutely. Well, his plan is to blow the hell up out of everything. So they start throwing dynamite everywhere. Like they're actually dismantling this facility. The only thing that can keep them warm and safe until spring, they're done. They are just blowing everything up.
They plan on killing themselves.
Every room in the main base, they are heating up the facility for sure. Well, they go down to the generator room, and they find that the generator is gone. So they decide to wire the whole place to explode.
I like the way they got the little shed, and like they threw the dynamite down there, and it hit this perfect roll. It hit the like it don't hit no sides, it don't hit no humps, it's right there where the spaceship was, and went right under there and blew up.
Well, hey, McCready, man, he's the main character.
Man,
he got main character luck. Okay.
Yeah, but they driving tractors and everything through the wall, through those thin ass walls.
That was no problem at all for them.
I'm telling you, bro.
Well, while Gary is planting dynamite in the generator room, he turns to find Blair, who sticks his hands in his face. And I mean, not like, somebody puts a hand in your face, they talk to the hand. No, he dug his fingers in his face. And I guess starts to absorb him by doing this because his face becomes very stretchy.
This was very weird.
It doesn't make sense because it's the cheeks. So
I didn't even see claws or some kind of tendrils or anything. It just looked like
just strength.
I'm just gonna.
He would go through the cheeks.
I've ever seen anything like that, like Plastic Man or something like the horror Plastic Man that can just hit your face and automatically.
Telling you, bro, that's strength. It ain't strength, it's strength.
Wouldn't even any blood or anything. Just
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, yeah, I get it. If like he was like poking through his, it was just like instant
Well, that's one
fusion.
way to shut somebody up.
Yeah, and as he starts to walk off, he's dragging Gary's body, but his hand has become like Gary's body. You know, it's like absorbing him in the process.
Nobody heard this. Nobody's paying attention to each other. There's, 3 people at this point in here.
Well, at that point, the thing had learned, had unlocked the skill, the stealth takedown on the skill.
I mean, guess.
He got enough skill points. So
Yeah.
I'm taking
Well,
out enough
you better
people.
punch something or hit metal against metal or just something, bro.
It was just such a weird scene.
Terrible.
He shut him up with his diabetes.
I don't know. Like, if this was me in this situation, this is something where there's 3 people at this point. Rushing to do this is not the priority. Sticking together would have been the better route. So you keep an eye on everybody, and people are looking. One person do the dynamite, and the other 2 look in all directions, swiveling. Get a weapon. Get something.
Especially when you don't know where Blair is.
Exactly.
Just don't go off on your own like he's... Dude, every horror movie, sci-fi movie, there's a motherfucker that's like, oh, I'm not going to tell nobody where I'm going.
Immediately death.
Yeah. I'm like, Panda, hey, I'm going over here. If you don't hit me in 5 minutes, get the fuck out. All right? Bye.
He did kind of do that earlier, but somehow they just dropped the logic. It might have been... No, it was McCready. He was like, hey, we're going up here to give him the test, and we're not back.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe that's why Child stayed behind.
Yeah, he told Childs if we don't come back in so long, or if we come back without, or he comes back without us, roast him.
Yeah.
Well, Knowles, he does see that Gary isn't there, and he goes to looking for him, and that's when McCready asks, how's it coming along? How's it coming? And he realizes that I had to repeat myself. Something ain't right. So nobody answers. So he goes to look, but instead, he already lights that goddamn stick of dynamite because he knew something was wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had to do it.
Yeah, he was like, fuck this, I ain't doing it. And when he lights that stick of dynamite,
He just holds it.
this trimmer, this trimmer-like creature starts earthquaking shit up and coming right at him. And it pops out of the ground, showing this nasty... multi-headed monster with dogs' heads, humans' heads. Anybody that's trying to copy, this thing has just done exactly that. It's got tendrils. It snatches up the trigger for the dynamite that they've wired. So it has some kind of intelligence. It knows the plan.
This looks terrible.
It looked like somebody's arts and crafts project.
Right. But I would agree, if the CGI wouldn't look good, but nowadays it would have been, I don't know, better done. But for the time,
This is okay. It's got half Wilford Brimley. It's got half dog. It's got half trimmer. It's got half diabetes. It's got everything.
Well, McCready ends up throwing a stick of dynamite at it and blowing it up.
while it screams.
Sky high.
Yeah.
I don't get it. If it got blown up, it would immediately blown up. There's no way the damn thing would have been screaming.
No, my thing is
reverberating. It's got the acoustics.
Yeah, the acoustics. So it's like, the crazy thing is that places they didn't put dynamite is blowing up. So like McCready's little bungalow he's got, that's blown up. That wasn't nowhere near that shit.
But another interesting thing is that McCready would be dead.
He got out.
They wired the whole basement.
Right. This is the thing where I thought that they had agreed that none of them were going to make it out alive anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured he kind of detonated it with him inside.
Yeah.
Seconds later, we see that
he's still alive.
Yeah.
Well, and also it's supposed to be, he says, negative 100 degrees. So why are you going into this dark ass half building? Stay by the fire to at least stay warm if you're not going to kill yourself.
Is that what you would have done?
Well, yeah.
Close to that fire. I don't want to feel no cold.
Yeah.
No, I think it's like you said. They kind of made it a suicide mission when they were rigging the dynamite. So, I mean, who cares about staying warm?
Well, yeah, I guess you're right about that. Well, McCready somehow survives the blast, and he's approached by Childs. And Childs asks, did you kill it? And McCready asks, where were you? And he said he thought he saw Blair and got lost in the storm. And McCready says that they aren't in much shape if one of them is the thing, to do anything about it.
But they're not concerned about Blair?
Blair was the
Blair
thing
blew
that
up.
blew up.
Yeah, Blair blew up.
Blair was the, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just some random other creature.
Man, it took you 3 times to watch this movie to get that.
Yeah, it did.
Pay attention to this scene, too. Childs, as they're kind of slowly freezing to death, both of them, they're having this conversation, and one of them is the alien. One of them is the thing. One of them is infected. Can y'all tell which one?
Well, when I was researching, it said something about the eyes, the glare of the light. So Childs has the glare, or not Childs, Mac has the glare. But it doesn't make sense because Childs isn't across the way from a fire. So I feel like for the light to be in Mac's eyes, it's from the fire.
Well, what I found was that when McCready talks, you can see his breath. But when Childs talks, nothing.
Oh.
It's like he's not even breathing.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think at this point, Childs is the creature, and McCready was human, and I think they both froze to death out there.
But once the research or survivor team come and get them, it's going to dethaw, correct?
Possibly.
Childs is going to dethaw, and it's still going to spread. So why? He had fucking alcohol and drunk the alcohol.
Yeah,
Where's
Childs
his pistol at?
Childs did take a drink of alcohol that him and McCready were sharing. McCready smiles, and then we see the camp burning, and the screen goes black, and the words go up on the thing.
I'm still stuck. I'm still lost. So, okay. Yes, 100%, because it's fucking stupid. So there was... I fucking hate cliffhangers. They drive me nuts. So, at the end... Did McCree drink again after Childs? Because then he would have been affected. So then it would have been 2 things. And he had his pistol, so it's supposed to be a suicide missile. And then the Childs had a flamethrower. So the whole point is for both of them to kill themselves. Or kill each other. Why the fuck did they not do that?
I mean, McCready said they didn't have enough energy to do anything about it anyway. They were done.
They were not done. They had a flamethrower and they had a fucking pistol. They could have killed each other. No, that's
too cold. It's 100 degrees below zero. You think you're going to be able to lift up a thing? You're instant frozen.
He was able to run out of the tunnel that he should have died and then walk out into this shed thing. He had enough strength. Like, come the hell on.
Well,
he just gave up. That is what that is. He knew that Childs was the thing, and he's just like, fuck it. I don't got the energy. I've done all of this. I'm going to let the world die because I'm going to die here.
Well, I'm going to let our audience know about some facts.
Extra, extra, hear all about it.
We got the facts.
All right, guys, this is the portion where we let you guys know a little bit about some facts about this movie that may not have known before. And I'm going to start it off with the remote filming location. To capture the desolation of Antarctica, the movie was filmed in various remote locations, including British Columbia, Canada, and the extreme conditions posed significant challenges for the cast and crew. Grizzly, what do you got?
What I got is the weapons that were used here. There's really only about six weapons. We got the Colt Detective Special 3rd Gen. We got the Colt Trooper Mark III. The rifle, which the helicopter guy was using, was the Heckler Koch HK9 3A2. The shotgun that we seen McCready have was the Ithaca 37 shotgun. You know, I'm going to point out these damn shit.
Ithaca.
Yeah. The flamethrower, which I guess all of them was the same one, right, is the M2A1-7 flamethrower.
Nice.
And then lastly, the incendiary grenades was AN-M14 incendiary grenades. All these are real weapons that you can get and buy, except for the incendiary grenades.
Nice.
It's actually legal to own flamethrowers in the U.S.
Elon Musk makes them.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and go...
Atlas.
All right. Fact number 3. This is going to be Koala Sam's favorite.
Oh.
Kurt Russell's hat. Kurt Russell's character, McCready, wears a distinctive hat throughout the film. The hat was actually owned by Russell and became a signature element of McCready's look.
That's so stupid.
I appreciate that.
That is so dumb. Like, pointless.
On to Koala Sam with our next fact.
So my fact is, it is considered a benchmark in special makeup effects. The effects were created by Rob Bottin, and his age was 22. And,
Okay, I got a real amputee for special effects. For the infamous scene involving a character's head detaching and sprouting spider-like legs, the filmmakers used a double amputee for authenticity in creating the practical effects. That's the fact I got. I didn't dive any more into it, but how do you use a double amputee to do an effect where somebody's heads come off? They ain't got no handicapped people with heads off.
Yeah, that's a little off.
On to you, Grizz.
Little do you know, I found it. No. This is, I guess, pretty interesting, is that it's become tradition for the British Antarctic research stations to watch the thing and in their, whenever they go there.
Oh, wow.
You took my fact.
It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Atlas.
The Norwegian dialogue. At the beginning of the film, the characters encounter a Norwegian research station. The Norwegian dialogue spoken by the actors was not scripted. They were given general instructions, allowing for more natural and chaotic scene. Koala Sam.
Kurt Russell took a drag on a cigarette at the beginning of certain shots in order to make the breath appear more visible. He's gonna give himself cancer just for some movies. Panda, your turn.
Unsettling practical effects. Rob Bottin, the special effects artist, faced immense pressure to create realistic and disturbing effects. The film features some of the most memorable and grotesque practical effects in cinema history. Grizz?
The Norwegian dog in the film name was Jed. He was a half wolf, half Malamute. And Jed was an exceptional animal actor, which they said. He never looked at the camera, the dolly crew, or anybody that was there. However, you didn't see him throughout the whole movie. It was another dog running through the snow. They painted another dog to look like Jed.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why does Jed get credit then?
I don't know. It's crazy. Let's go, Atlas.
There was a controversy over the film's title. It faced initial criticism for sharing the same title as the 1951 version. To distinguish it from the others, some marketing materials included the tagline, "The Thing, Terror Takes Shape." Koala Sam.
To give the illusion of the icy Antarctic conditions, interior sets on the Los Angeles sound stages were refrigerated down to 40 degrees, while it was well over 100 degrees outside. Panda.
Wow. Inspiration from novella. The Thing is based on a novella, Who Goes There? By John W. Campbell, Jr. However, Carpenter's adaptation is considered more faithful to the source material than the 1951 film. Grizzly?
This movie opened the same day that Blade Runner did, and both of them kind of had the same critics, like bad reviews of them. They both flopped in the theater because people would rather have watched E.T. because it was a friendlier alien.
Did people not like scary movies back then?
I guess not. I guess they didn't, especially if it was alien, because they feel like if aliens were to invade, because I think it was around the time Roswell, maybe a little later than that. They was like, "Oh, I'd rather have my aliens friendly." So, Atlas.
There has been a critical reevaluation over the years. While initially met with mixed reviews, the Thing has undergone critical re-evaluation, gaining recognition in its suspenseful atmosphere, practical effects, and Carpenter's direction. Koala?
It took about a year for Kurt Russell to grow the famous McCready beard and hairstyle. Why didn't they just give him a wig? Like, this fool's walking around looking nasty like that.
A wig with a length was nasty.
And it's covered with that dumbass hat anyways. Oh, Panda.
We got one more. Ambiguous ending. The film concludes with an ambiguous ending, leaving the fate of the surviving characters uncertain. This open-ended conclusion has sparked debates and theories among fans regarding who may be infected by the alien organism. And y'all know who I think it is. Grizz?
My name is Wilford Brimley, and I have diabetes.
That's
my only one. I used to love that damn commercial. Atlas.
I'll just do one more. The theory that there's a particular kind of light present in a character's eyes when they are human, which ultimately reveals that Childs, not McReady, is the alien. That is all.
That's it for me. Grizz, you got any more?
I think I'm done.
All right, well, we'll move on to our final thoughts. I thought The Thing was a great, not only a horror movie, but suspense, drama, and thriller, trying to figure out who the creature was and also how to survive in the freezing cold, secluded and cut off from the world. It was a perfect place for this to happen. I felt the characters were in some real danger, and they had to make some real struggling decisions that I myself couldn't make, and I felt like their decisions, which gave more believability to the film and to the practical effects, are amazing. The first watch is awesome, and the second one's even better with this one, so it's a great one for me for sure. Grizzly, if your nephew said he had a good paying job, he was going to give you back pay on rent, he had a supermodel girlfriend, and he wasn't hungry at all, would you say that The Thing was a good one?
What the hell is this bullcrap here?
Hell, you coming up with it.
Oh my God, if that happened...
We all know.
If that happened, that'd be great. But this one...
But would you believe he was The Thing?
Hell yeah, I would. At this moment, hell yeah, I would. Yeah, this is a great one. This is my first time watching this movie. I really didn't like old movies growing up, but now I can appreciate them. I wanted to see where films are coming from. But I love the storyline in this thing, dude. It was pretty good. Like you said, the decision making, I wouldn't have thought of half the stuff that they thought about in this, man. But it's like, at least now, if aliens take over the world, at least I know, just take some blood.
Slice your thumb off.
That thing up. Yeah, slice my thumb off completely, because I'm just gonna be useless after that. Heat it up, and if it jumps off the fucking table, burn it. So this is a great one. I'll recommend it to people. Which I don't know who else hadn't seen this movie, but yeah, I liked it, man.
That's all right. Atlas, if your roommate said that he needed your blood for a simple test, would you say that The Thing was a good one?
I would say The Thing is a great one. Yeah, I really like the story. The practical effects, the set design, the writing was great. The had enough action. You as the viewer are asking questions from the start, like why are they shooting at this dog and how come they can't hit this dog at the multiple shots. They get to the questions that you might ask, and they give you the answer fairly quickly. The characters are smart for the most part. They have a few errors in judgment, and yeah, so yeah, I liked it, man. It's pretty good. The only thing is, I believe we are aware of the 2009 version, which is actually the prequel to this movie. Mm-hmm. But I've seen this movie, but I don't recall the part where it actually came from outer space. So that'd be interesting, man, to see like the threequel, like the pre-threequel.
Like the aliens struggling.
See what happened to them, yeah.
Oh, with the thing.
Like where did they actually get it from, and or did they science this thing and it was a horrible experiment gone wrong or something like that? It'd be good to see, man.
Well, that's all right.
We won't get it for another, because I mean, this came 82 to 2009. Yeah, it's a big little gap, so we got a little longer to wait for
the next one,
a possible third movie.
Koala, if you found a tunnel under your child's floor leading to a spacecraft, would you say that The Thing was a good one?
I would say it is a good one. I wouldn't say it's great. It's not something that I would rewatch every single year like other movies. And I wouldn't say it's bad. I still think Donnie Darko is the worst one that we have viewed. I cannot stand cliffhangers. So I feel like if there was more of a conclusion, then I would have could said it was a better movie. I think it's a different take on aliens. I feel like it's a pretty realistic things that everyone's like their actions, because you can't really say that every single person's going to be acting accordingly and making smart decisions. So I think the decisions that they made were pretty realistic. But that cliffhanger, I cannot stand cliffhangers. If this was to come on, I would rewatch it, but it definitely wouldn't be something I'm like, I want to rewatch that. So I'd say it's a good one.
All right. Well, that's all right. And now we'll move on to our last little segment of movie 21 questions.
Oh.
All right, guys.
I'm going to do something different. Y'all motherfuckers kept asking the same damn question. The last one. Yeah, I'm like, y'all asked. Yeah. Yeah, and then y'all kept asking about actors. And I'm like, you already asked that one. So I'm going to write them down. So we don't ask the same damn question.
All right. Let the questioning start.
Oh, okay.
I think a good thing would be getting the time frame down.
Yes. Was this movie made before 2000?
No.
Okay.
Normally it is. After 2010. Was it made after 2010?
No.
Okay, so it's between 2000 and 2010. Okay, we need to figure out genre next. Do you want to do the whole thing that you guys did last time? Ask 3.
Yeah, 3.
I think it would be
Action, comedy,
horror.
horror.
Okay. Is it action, comedy, horror?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Damn, now we gotta...
Yeah, we gotta go down that rabbit hole.
Do you want to do 2 and then go from there? Because say, hey, is it action or horror? And he says no, then it's comedy. But he says yes, then we're like, okay, well, you can just ask another question.
But
which
last
one it is.
time it was something was an action comedy, then yeah, that was the thing we had to deal with.
Should we just say it's comedy and then say yes or no and then just go off of...
Yeah.
Is it comedy?
Yes.
So now we go to actors, right?
I don't know. I feel like y'all fucked up last one.
Okay. Prominent comedy movies between 2000. Does this have Will Ferrell, Seth Rogen, or Jim Carrey in it?
No.
I want to say Adam Sandler because he was prevalent back then.
Are you just assuming it's a male?
Yes, I am assuming.
Oh, we should probably say if it's anime or not. Or not anime, but...
animated.
Yeah, because then that will...
Okay. Yeah, do it.
Is it animated?
Yes.
Okay.
Animated comedy.
Between 2000 and 2010. So we won't have to really worry about the actors.
So should we ask if it's like Disney?
Yeah.
Wait, let me...
Or main characters as animals. Because there's a shit ton of animated ones.
We can ask, is it based on an existing franchise?
Wouldn't they all be, though? Because if Disney's... Just if you ask about Disney, then... Or if it's a Disney, that franchise
That's
is
like
still open.
Most of them, people don't.
I feel like
sometimes they're based on books. Sometimes they're just...
I feel like we need to limit the year. Before 2005 or after 2005.
Was this movie made past 2005?
No. That's 7.
Okay, so it's between 2000 and 2005. Well, damn.
Something's telling me Shrek. Since we was all in there singing.
Yeah, it's a 2001 maybe. Who came up with this idea? Wait, that's not like an actual question. I'm not. Can I ask that without it being a...
Well, that's not a yes or no question.
Okay. Well, who created this one? Because you didn't say it before.
Oh, yeah. This movie comes from Camry of Nashville.
Oh, okay. So we got to think it's... She was saying
That's a
family night that
That's a family
Shrek was... Okay, so if it's...
All right, so let's ask for the actors then. So we got Mike Myers, right? There's a couple
Eddie
more,
Murphy.
like
Yeah, Eddie Murphy is in that too.
no, but I feel like we should do
Is that Cameron Diaz?
a couple of
Yeah.
3. So I would say like pick that movie because it's Shrek, you know, it's
just
up
name those
there, And
Those
let's
three
do like a couple more actors. Like what's Sully in Monsters Inc. That's a comedy,
That's
right?
John Goodman.
Madagascar was 2005 also. Who was in that?
That was Chris Rock. But then we also got Finding Nemo.
There's a lot. We got to...
Yeah.
You can't name like 7, 8 different
Yeah, you
from
can.
different franchises.
But that's why I was going to do
Narrow it
3, because 3 is normally where we take it from. So comedy one is Shark Tale, so that's
Will Smith.
Will Smith. So let's do all black actors, right? Will Smith,
Chris Rock,
Eddie Murphy. Is Will Smith, Eddie Murphy, or Chris Rock in any of these movies?
Yes.
I'm telling you.
So if it's Shrek, though, Shrek 1 came out 2000, but Shrek 2 came out 2004.
Why did
So
they do that
it
so
could
close?
be either one of those. Okay, we have tons of questions.
Yeah.
Is
Is this the first movie of the franchise?
Yes.
Okay, so
That's 10.
I feel like we should be like...
Does it have Mike Myers in it?
Yes.
Okay, it's Shrek.
Yeah. Then I want to give my answer.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you think it is?
I think it is Shrek.
You got it right.
Yeah. Cameron should have said
right.
that the last family night that was
Hey,
her
man.
favorite.
Y'all getting better at this, okay? Y'all getting a lot better. I came down to the line last time, but y'all really got it, man. Well, all right, guys. Congratulations, Koala, Atlas, and Grizzly. That'll be it from us at We Real Reels. Our next movie to look out for will be The Big Lebowski, and that'll be heading to you in February.
Thank you, Dylan.
That's right. That's a request from Dylan. Dylan of, what was it? Bell Buckle.
Buckle.
Well, that's all right. That'll be it for us, guys. Koala,
Bye.
Atlas,
2 fingers, 1 word.
Grizzly.
I got a cyst on my ass now.
Oh my God.
Keep on reeling.